All right, what's going on, everybody? Is Rodrick Z, also known as Bodhi. Some of you call me that. A lot of you call me that. And welcome back to another episode. I have Ife West here, and we have a really important topic that we want to discuss. So thanks for coming, man. It's been a pleasure having you back on here. Hi.
Yes, it's a pleasure. I'm very delighted.
Nice. So right before I started recording here, just a little while ago, we were having a really deep discussion on how many people that get on the occult path and Western occultism, they misuse the shadow. And this is something I've been kind of touching on a little bit the last, I think, couple of episodes, more so with the last episode, and just something that's just been deep in my heart lately, noticing this stuff. Anyway, so yeah, let's just get right to it, man. So like, what have you noticed in the occult community, and particularly in the Western occult community, with people like I don't want to say his name, but certain published occult authors that
Yes,
are
we
tied
know
to
we know them
conspiracies?
already. Yes, the occult community is actually what we call a neighborhood. So everybody pretty much know everybody out here, and it's really a small place, small world. What goes around comes around. I have noticed one major mistake or one kind of practice among the Western occultists. This is a practice of engaging or getting themselves involved with spirits that are not in line with the forces of nature. I have come to notice that in the Western occult community, there is this kind of trends that is going on that the the coolest occult dude or Sheikh Hatia is the one that can summon the most baddest or hardest, darkest demonic entities. Those are the kind of people that the crowds normally gravitate towards. So we have praise for people that are coming out writing materials claiming that they are in league with the higher echelons of hell, and they have uh, pacts or very deep, close relationships with very deep, very high level demonic evil deities that have almost absolute powers of destruction. So we have seen this very trend. We have seen so many publishers write books, some from Samaria, some from some created their own dark forces, some from tombs that are very ancient, or some from the Gotia, the Goetia. Some people call it the Gotia, some people call it the Gotia. Different type of grimoires in the Necronomicon, and so many kind of grimoires out there. What I have seen with most of these deities is that their origin are not always clear, meaning the writers did not specify the origin of these deities. And these deities, from all the writings or sayings of the people that have been summoning them, none of them have been able to clarify the true origins of these spirits. And I have come to discover that these spirits, they are not nature-based spirits. So by we humans getting in touch with these spirits, it is like you are separating yourself from nature. We are not, it's not like it's natural, it's what they are doing. They are actually separating themselves from nature. Because we humans, we're created by something people will say is the divine spark, or God, or 0 point energy, or source, whatever the form that wherever we came from. The fact is that we are here now, we are human beings, and we were created with full potential to become anything we want to be, to soar to the highest level, to become masters of the universe, to decide our own destiny, to rise to the level of, how will I say, the creator or God in flesh. So I believe we humans are created from this divine spark to be celestial beings. By celestial beings, I mean uh, people that will actually control or direct the affairs of the galaxy. These are unique composition of universes. We are created for higher things, not just to live life on this planet, to eat, drink. We are created to uh, explore the galaxy, to do greater things. And we need to focus on ourselves as being the agent of nature, the agent of God. So we need to be venerating deities that are in harmony with nature. By this, I mean deities that are composed of the five elements of nature, which we call deities representing the air, water, fire, spirit, and the earth. These are natural deities, whereby we have this composition already in our body, in our flesh. We are part of it. But these dark deities that these are our brothers and sisters in the left hand part are summoning, they are not natural deities. They are not of these five composition. They are simply, I have discovered that most of them are simply energies of chaos. They are not natural. They are forces of total destruction. So by you coming or aligning yourself or binding yourself with this kind of forces because you want power, you are actually separating yourself from nature. You are trying to become anti-nature. And the essence of that is that you are going to is spiritual death for you because you have now limit yourself of your natural heritage, your natural divine giving heritage to become something more celestial, to soar to the highest levels. You have now cut yourself from that realm of divinity, that realm of potential of you become a fellow creator in this planet. You have now become a total force of destruction, meaning you are not in harmony with nature. You are against nature. So the person's spirit will die. You have cut yourself from a great amount of potentials that were naturally given to you. You have limited yourself to a tiny force of destruction. As a result of that, when such a person dies, the person's spirit cannot ascend to any higher heaven. It will only be like those kind of forces that you have aligned yourself with, which is total limiting, and that is a waste of the soul essence for me. It's a total waste of that person's spiritual essence, a total waste of the person's life. It's total waste of the divine spark because you created for something to become a life creator. Now you something for just to only destroy. So what do the universe or what other people really have? We don't really have need for something like you anymore. People don't have need for that. We just put you for somewhere for the destructive force. You have totally just destroyed yourself. You have made yourself useless to a greater scheme of things. You could have been better. We have potentials of rising to creating our own planet and universe, but you choose to be a force of destruction. So we see this our brothers and sisters gravitating towards this kind of deities, this kind of dark spirits, trying to look at, oh, I'm the baddest boy on the block, I created or I roll with the baddest of the baddest. Where is it going to take? There's no life in those things, only death. And you will see this reflected in the life of these people. Many of them are living total chaotic life. Their life is very, very unstable, unbalanced. Many of them are hooked on drugs. I'm saying this, many of them are drug addicts. Almost 90% of these people. Many of them are suffering from one trauma or the other that they have not been able to get out from. They always claim to be traumatized or they have been traumatized in the past. Many of them claim they have been sexually abused and molested as a child. So therefore, their life is that to claim, they want to use an excuse to claim power to make sure that thing does not happen to them again. As now, as a result of that, they have not transformed themselves to this force of destruction, which naturally now destroys anything they touch, anything they come in contact with. These people now are a danger to themselves and to the greater society. Some of them are even taken to the psychopathic stage of being a complete sociopath, saying that there is no karma, there is no negative effect or recompense for anything they do, that they can take what they want, they can do what they want, where they like, how they like, that is the philosophy of the left-hand part. But that is a sociopathic and psychopathic behavior, nothing more, nothing less. That is the way I see it. So this rush for power and this alignment with these dark deities, in a way, I will say it has diluted them, or the spirit has actually possessed them to become a destructive force that is currently inhabiting this planet. So this is the danger I see with these people aligning themselves with these spirits. Although everybody have free will, but in my own opinion, they are actually shortchanging themselves by aligning themselves. They are totally destroying their spiritual future, not only this physical life, because I don't think many of them will be even able to reincarnate as human beings anymore. They have lost that privilege by aligning with these low-level entities. The best that can happen to them when they die, their spirits will become like those twisted things. They will become demons. Like what they will just become like that. They cannot move forward anymore. So they have now destroyed their destiny, their spiritual destiny. So this is what will happen to them. So my advice for them is that you can't separate yourself from nature, whether you like it or not. If you separate yourself from nature, you will die a spiritual death. All of us in nature will die one day, but this spiritual death will be worse for you because you have limited your spiritual potentials. You have totally destroyed it by aligning with these dangerous or evil forces that are out there. There are spirits
Okay.
that we humans are not even supposed to be talking to. But now, due to self-discovery, some people are trying to make name for themselves. You see them, I see them online, some describing demons in details,
Mhm.
like a research project. All those things are not really necessary for us to. We have physical problems in the world right now to take care of, to solve, not to be describing the dress or the skirts or physical features of demons. Like we are not there. When we cross over, if we know how the demon look like. So that is not really necessary. What is necessary? How we can be able to take our spirituality to solve physical life problems that is affecting and pressing us right now in the physical world. That is the way I see this subject. So please, I
Yeah,
want to know
I,
what you think.
I have a few questions for you. I didn't mean to cut you off. I want to, just for the listeners' sake, let's go ahead and because you mentioned a lot. You mentioned a lot of information. You made some really really good points. But for the sake of the listeners and myself as well, who's also always learning, let's break it down. Let's break all of it down. So let's start with, okay, because I like what you said. You said that it's important for us to align with the spirits of nature, the spirits of air, the spirits of earth, the spirits of water,
Yes,
fire. And being in the human being, we are composed of those four elements and spirit.
exactly,
So it makes
exactly.
sense. And so, it does make sense to spiritually connect and work with those. And all of our ancestors, not just our ancestors, but the ancestors all over the planet, all over the
Exactly.
world, they all did that. They all worked that way. So let's go ahead and start from the ground up and kind of work our way a little bit so we can kind of um, make some sense for the audience. So, okay, so first of all, I have two questions for you. My first question is, what? Okay, is a demon not a force of nature? Is these dark spirits that they're working with not forces of nature? Like, what are they composed of? And my second question is, which kind of goes with it, is I asked this plenty of times on this podcast with other people, just and I always get different opinions. Why why summon one? I know you and I have both, of course, have done it. We've done all kinds of different summonings and we've spoken about it before, things like that. But why would somebody who has a background of abuse or a background where they were disempowered, why would they summon a demon? Why would they summon a chaotic spirit? So yeah, first question is, what is a demon? Question number two, why would somebody want to do that? And then let's just kind of go from there and see where we can go with
Okay.
this. Yeah.
First of all, thank you for the question.
Yeah.
A demon is a kind of being that they are also forces of nature. Yes, but they are
Okay.
not celestial deities. We have different type of demons.
Hmm.
Some of them are also attached to natural elements. Not
Hmm.
all of them are bad. They have different works. I could like to call this like these spirits have what I will call locational positions. That is, they have different functions that they carry out or they do on this earth in nature. Okay, so I am not categorically condemning all demons. The ones I am talking to about, I'm referring to are the ones that are solely responsible for destruction, only the forces of destruction. We need them because life is a kind of place of giving birth and dying, regeneration. So when it's time for dying, the forces of destruction, those demons representing those forces, we hold sway. So it's a natural process. But when you see somebody like you, we humans who are supposed to, we are living entities. We are connected to life. We need to live to be healthy, to be able to carry out our functions. By the time you kind of attach yourself to these forces of destruction in a permanent basis, what do you think will happen? You will be carrying yourself with that kind of force, with these demons that are responsible. The only thing they know about is destruction. So it's not something that we need to tie ourselves to permanently, or we venerating permanently, or we align ourselves with, because it will destroy us. So that is what I am talking about. But what I see in the community is that people are even promoting this spirit, these demons, these forces of destruction, like it is the way to go. For you to practice the left hand path, you must align yourself with forces of destruction, or you cannot be able to practice the left hand path. There are other good demons out there. We have demons that are not all about destruction. Some of them are into education, some of them are teachers, some of them are into music, into literature. Most people, what the trend is that they will look at these ones as soft. They want to summon the baddest ones, the darkest ones, those entities. Those are the problem. When you align yourself with such kind of forces, it will not be a good thing in the life of that person. So those are the demons that I am talking about, the baddest and the darkest ones that are really, really not what we as living things should want to associate. You just imagine me as a human being now. Are we now going to be sleeping constantly in a mortuary, be sleeping in the house of dead people every day? How will that feel for me? I am supposed to be in living with people that are alive, right? Why would I want to go to move into a house that is filled of dead people and corpses and say that I'm trying to align with them? You know the kind of vibration that will happen. The thing, what we naturally lead to is that it's either I will become like them one day, very soon, in a the shortest possible time. The person will die and become part of them. So this kind of spirits is not things humans should be hanging around 24/7. But in the occult community now, it is cool to hang around them 24/7 to prove that you are the don, or you are the hard kid, or you are actually practicing the left hand path. So when I see this group, I go on the Facebook groups, it is like they are in a competition for who is summoning the hardest deity. I see different altars and different names, different. It's like a competition, like it's a fad or it's a trend or it's a passion.
Mhm.
But I'm saying about it because these people, these practitioners, they are going on a very dangerous path that is going to affect them negatively. That's why I'm talking about this issue.
Okay.
Then why would somebody summon a demon?
Yeah.
Yes, we have many reasons for summoning a demon. You can summon a demon, maybe you want something. Uh, we have spirits that are representing different elements. Some are good in music, some are good in education, some in serious subjects. For food as well, you want to eat or you're looking for some kind of financial help or even love. They are spirits representing all these uh, qualities. I will not classify all of them as a demon in that way. It's just spirit of a certain element. Okay, let's take a substance, something like love, for instance. So there are some kind of spirits that represent love. So I will not look at them as a demon, but in the Western concept, anything that is not from the Christian view, any spirit that is not from Christianity is automatically a demon. So let's say if we come to African spirituality now, let's take example from like Asian Voodoo, the spirit Ezuli. Ezuli is the goddess of love. In my own view, Ezuli is not a demon. She's a deity representing love. So it's okay for people that are looking for love to call on her, to petition her. It's a very natural thing to do. in my own view, Zuli is not a demon. She's a god or for the patron of a particular spiritual system. So I will not classify her as a demon, but in Western definition, they will classify her as a demon. So we petition deities for something that we want. Quite naturally, we petition. If you come to the Egyptian system, ancient Egyptian system, or Hathor is there, Heteru, Isis, Asa, you can petition them for that kind of thing. So it is very normal to do that. Maybe you want a particular quality or you want protection, you can petition a deity in charge of that. You can petition a Ru, Horus. You can petition maybe Shango, or you petition Obatala, or any deity that you see that is in charge of that very um, aspects. So people go to deities for different things that they need in life. So it is very normal to go to them. Those deities, they are not destructive like the way they are not extreme. Like they are deities that are, they're also natural deities that are here for us to guide us until we become more advanced in our spiritual evolution. So they are not destructive deities. So it's okay to call on to petition spirits, to petition if you want to say demons, it is very okay. We do that every day. A lot of reasons. As far as it's a way of life of a spiritualist to have friends with them, some certain patron of spirits that you need to talk to from time to time. This is what we do. Yeah, this is what
Okay.
we do.
I mean, yeah, thank you for answering that. Okay, but okay, so going back to what you said, thank you for that though. Um, right now, it's kind of a fad. I've seen it too. People kind of they do these different posts on social media, like how badass they are by who can summon the most demons in like 24 hours and how many they can and
Can you
how much
imagine?
power they're wielding and all that kind of stuff. So, like, I mean, it just takes us right back to ego, to like lower based ego consciousness. It takes us
Exactly.
back. So instead of like elevating ourselves spiritually, which is to refine ourselves to be our true spiritual self and expression on this planet and this life and this lifetime, it's just taking a person into this sort of power hungry kind of phase. Now, another question I have too is like when you were describing what demons are, you were saying that there's different. It seems like there's like a lot of different types. So
There are different types.
so
Yes,
hopefully
different
people
types.
out there that are listening that may be novices at this or maybe not going to understand that not all of them are the same. So let's talk
I have
about the
not even
chaotic one.
mentioned the human demons. I didn't even mention that. We have spirits of people,
Okay.
practitioners that have passed on, that these very people that venerate these low level deities, due to the fact that they have sacrificed, of they have given up their creative aspects. When they die, they will also become demons. Those are another set of people they are another set of demons, human demons. They are
Okay.
still there.
So let's go
Mhm.
into that. So you're saying that if a person continues to cultivate working with these types of negative chaotic energies, not the
Yes.
kind of shadow, I guess, ego busting energies we're talking about, but so you're saying that there's also a dangerous type to work with too, and that when a person cultivates working with that kind of chaotic, like I guess I'm going to call it oblivion energy for a
Mm-hmm.
moment, when they die, instead of them going into some sort of like ancestral
Even
spiritual.
reincarnating, yes,
Hmm?
they cannot reincarnate. They are going straight, they are becoming that thing. They are
Okay,
going straight to that energy source. They are going to become a demon. That is
a
what they will
demon.
become.
They're going to become a
Yes.
demon. Okay, so
They'll
they're going to
become
become.
like that very thing. They'll become one of that very thing they are venerating. That dark evil spirit. They are going to
Interesting.
become that evil spirit.
So you're saying that they're going to become like maybe like one of those like ghoulish kind of legions
Exactly.
with like under those kinds of so basically like they have like an overlord kind of deal and they just be like in that kingdom kind of something like kind of like
Yes,
that. Okay.
exactly. That is what
Okay.
is it for them. That is
Okay.
where they're going to end up. They just mortgage their spiritual destiny just because of what some tiny material possessions, some few amount of cash or whatever they are looking for. They just destroy their spiritual life. So
Huh.
they are going to be attached to that
Interesting.
system, and there's no going anywhere for them until they will be like that until the earth is destroyed. That is what they will remain. There's no higher potential for those kind of people.
Wow.
They
So
just throw it away.
why is this becoming like why has this become so popular in the spiritual communities and the occult communities? Because like occult in the occult community, at least in the West, it's been around for a long time, as you know already. And then we went through like the sort of pagan revival phase sometime in the 60s, and then like the New Age became popular, and now we've kind of hit this point to where we have the internet, we have so much information going everywhere. There's like lots of communities of different kinds of occultism and spirituality. But within the Western occult paradigm, there it seems like there's like this growing popularity in people who want to like summon dangerous spirits or
Exactly. It's
things
the
like that.
faith.
So like,
Yeah.
why do we have this? Why do we, what in your
The reason is
opinion?
this is very simple. It's just one word: power.
Power.
They
Okay.
want power. They want the fastest way to power. They want to be able to bend people's will. They want to control. They want to be known. They want their name to be popular. They want people to know them that they have spiritual power, that they have arrived. Nothing more, nothing less, just vanity and ego. Can you
Okay.
imagine?
Vanity and ego.
So these are bad deities. They are the first people that, the first point of call. They are the ones that we gladly give this kind of people the power because they want to do their evil on this planet. They want to walk, they want to exert their will. That is the only thing they can do. They have no other function. They have mortgaged themselves to these things, these characteristics. So they have nothing else to do except to infect the rest of the world and spread their destruction. So when somebody go meeting them for power, they are very happy because they know that they have another person that will do their will, somebody that will feed on, somebody that will become part of them and their religion or their kingdom will expand. So they will gladly give the black magician the power as far as the black magician will use it to destroy other people's life and cause more problem in the world, of course. So that is why they are here. They want power. These people have failed to realize that what they are going to lose is much more than what they are going to gain.
Hmm.
Because of the power to let people know that you are a magician, you can do one or two spells, you can do things. You have just destroyed your whole spiritual destiny. It's not something. The deal. It's not worth sacrificing. But these people don't know what they are doing. But that is why you see them. We see this every day. Some of them write books, and we see these people doing this thing, encouraging other people to go into the same system. It's like they are trying to infect as much people as possible that this is the way to go. But that is not the way to go. They are just destroying people's life and causing problems for everybody. We see these green walls, these dark green walls. You can check some of these deities in Samaria. You check some in Egypt, the most abominable, gruesome, uh, darkest deities. These are what these people are calling into them. When you make pact with such a force, there's nothing good that can come out from that kind of relationship. There's nothing good that can come out. So these people just go around, and when you see the life of the people, they are just destroying, causing problems everywhere they go, because that's the only thing that they are here to do. Nothing more, nothing less. So this is why they do it. They want power. I hope that they will enjoy their 5 minutes in the sun. But for me, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of people that work with just misuse shadow, if I can say, or work with destruction in that way, they they have really bad lives. They have really shitty like relationships.
Exactly.
They're broke sometimes.
Ninety-nine
They
percent of them,
yeah,
99% of them. You know the funny thing, they don't even have the money. People that don't even call those deities even have money than them, have a balanced life, have a peaceful life, have a more happier life. These people that are calling these dark deities, it's like they are restless. They are not happy with themselves. Many of them, good over 90% of them are addicted to drugs, addicted to different kind of painkillers,
mhm.
addicted. They are living like a risky lifestyle, a very dangerous lifetime. Even financially, they are very, very unstable. So the demons that they claim to be summoning these demons every day. They claim to be on talking terms with these demons, but their life is not it's not stable. Even people that we're laughing at, that we call weaker, the earth-loving people, seems to have more happy and stable life than these people. This is to tell you that the spirits these people are working with, they are not good spirits. They are not good spirits. But I don't know the power that they promise them, the power that they think they have to destroy other people's life is intoxicating them
Mhm.
to a certain aspect. So, in my own opinion, this is not a right spirituality. Spirituality is supposed to be able to bring solutions to humanity, to help us solve basic life problems, even complicated problems. That is what we should be moving towards. But you see, these people, I have noticed that they don't have any solution for any problems in humanity. You go to their channels, you look from over the years, they don't offer solutions. All they talk about the how they summon deities, how they fly to astral project and describe the deity, and what knowledge did you get from this spirit to help humanity? Zero. You don't get any knowledge. Even herbal remedies, zero. What advice we should take? Zero. Nothing good to move us forward. The next thing, people want to come to you, you tell them to come to you to pay money to give you before you can do spells for them. That is not the way to go. And most times when people go to them, they also infect the people with these evil spirits. They put more problems into the life of these people. And they always encourage pacts, selling of pacts, encouraging people to go into pacts with such spirits. For me, it's very dangerous to sell packs to people, to spirits that we don't even know the origin of. It's very, very dangerous. You need to know the origin of the spirits you are dealing with. So when you meet these new spirits or these dark deities, you should not go into pact with them. It's a very dangerous thing. So it's not advisable. But this is the trend in the occult community. And I've seen many of these people, they have problems in their life. Separating yourself from nature will not solve your problems. It will only add more problems to your life. I believe these people, many of them need to drop these deities. They need to come back into nature-based practices so that they can start bosoming, so that their balance can come back to their life, peacefulness, and that refreshment might, they need it. Many of them are suffocating themselves with the kind of toxic spirits they're having around them. You see this energy, this dark energy around them, it is destroying them. So I don't think many of them will end well. And we will continue to hear dramas. Their life is full of drama stories. This is not how human beings should live their life. Your life should be peaceful, happiness. It should be the kind of spirituality you practice will reflect that for people to see quite naturally. You can't hide it. When I see somebody with peace in their life, I know. When I see somebody filled with chaos, somebody that does not sleep in the night, no matter how they try to pretend, you will still know. And their associations with people must eventually reflect who they are. Their state of mind must always come outside. So these deities, it is killing them. But this is the way I see everybody have their free will, their choice to choose.
So you're saying that spirituality should reflect things like better qualities in a person, like
Yes,
having
higher
health, like a
qualities.
healthy body, a healthy mind, being
Exactly.
balanced, good relationships.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. You cannot
Okay.
claim to be a spiritual person. You cannot practice spiritual when you are sick. When you when you see when the person is
Right.
not feeling fine, it's a no-no. For you to
Yeah.
practice spiritual, be a real spiritual person, you must be at least above average. Your health must be sound, and your spiritual practice must be able to provide you solutions that will make you have a healthy body. That is why African spirituality is composed of living in harmony with nature. We
Mhm.
have a herbology. You must know the uses of all the various herbs, the most important herbs in the forest, and we use them for healing. We use them for treating ourselves. We use them for nourishing our body. We know all these things. We know so many secret stuff. Most of the remedies we get from natural elements, so they are already part of nature. You don't need to. call any spirit. Most time we don't call any spirit when we do spells. We just take 2 or 3 compounds or natural things, we mix them together and you apply them. Most of these remedies are given to us by the deities that we venerate. They tell just these things, they tell you in the dream. They can tell even animals in the bush or even the trees can tell you themselves what they do. So when you in line with nature-based deities, you get to know about the secret of nature. And you use those secrets to help yourself, to help other people. That is how we live. But when you cutting yourself from nature, how are they going to tell you their secrets for you to help other people? They won't tell you. And these bad guys you are aligning with, the bad guys are not going to tell you anything as well. They just want you to cause problems, to hurt people, to hurt you, to make you unhappy because they themselves are not happy. So these people, that's why you see those people in their channel, they never offer any solution to anybody. They never offer any simple solution, even for headache, for stomach pain, they cannot give you any solution. And they claim to be venerating these deities. When they are sick, they will run to a pharmaceutical hospital. Your spirit you're venerating cannot give you simple natural solution to treat yourself. You're still depending on the pharmaceutical industry to help you, that is also poisoning you, that is also killing you. Is that a good spirit? That is not a good spirit. So any spirit that is not giving you solution to live life, to move humanity forward, those spirits cannot be good for you. So that is how I know that many of these are the spirits, they move with lie. Many of these bad spirits, they lie a lot. They lie a lot. They lie about human history. They lie about so many things. They lie about their origin. They even lie to the people that they are working for. So these are spirits of lies, and evil spirits are always spirits of lies. Anytime you see anybody you see that lies too much, that person is most of the time possessed by an evil spirit. Lie and evil spirit goes together all the time. So these spirits are not good.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was gonna say it sounds really simple because it's like, do you want to feel bad all the time and restless, or do you want to feel balanced? See, I didn't
I
say you
want that.
want to feel good. I just say you want to feel balanced because I know
Exactly.
as human beings we do have our ebbs and flows. There are times where we feel low, but what you're saying is that spirituality that we practice, it should be aligned with nature, and
Exactly.
it should give solutions for ourselves and for the greater part of humanity.
Exactly.
That sounds pretty simple, but here's the thing: a
Yes.
lot of people within the occult community seem to be displaying this kind of thing, like living a fucked up life is good. You know what I
You
mean?
know the problem. Let me tell you, they are
Yeah.
thinking that that love is weak. They're thinking that love is weakness. They
Right.
don't
Right.
want to associate with love. They're looking at, oh, love for nature, love for your neighbor. It's a petty sentiment, it's weakness. They want to be bigger than that. They want to show you that they have the force of destruction. So it's a stupidity.
Yeah.
Love is the greatest power on this earth. Love, that is what we need to be focused on, the vibration of love, not the vibration of destruction. So these people think that love is a weakness. When I talk about love and focusing on the harmony of that harmony, that is very, very important. Many of them consider me as a right-hand person. Even one, I put a video one time on a Facebook page. One person's harassing me that this is a left-hand part page. Why should I put my video there that I am a right-hand person? So if nature or the divine spark did not show you love, how are you going to be on this planet? If we don't have the love for this planet, what will replace that love? Hate. Can we function happily in the environment of hate? No. Can we be able to do any peaceful, any progressive thing in an environment of hate? No. So we must always strive for love because love will bring peace, and peace we can progress. But when these people focus on the destructive forces because they think that the emotion or the energy of love is weak, this is the problem you're going to get: unbalanced nature, different kind of dramas,
Hmm.
drug addiction, uncertainty, anxiety. Uh, this is where this negative energy starts finding a home in your body, finding a home, a place in the life of this individual. That's why you see many of them call themselves master magicians. They cannot fulfill basic life problems. I do know many of them that do not have a simple house. just a simple house with 2 rooms they don't have. And these are supposed to be big time practitioners. Why is it so difficult for them? Because they did not align themselves with natural things. If you align yourself with the spirits of nature, there are times for everything. Just like you plant something, when it's time to give birth, it will give birth. When it's time to germinate, the crop will germinate. When it's time to blossom, it will blossom. You will be flowing like the natural elements will be flowing. You will be progressing and developing naturally. That is why alignment is important. But when you are not aligned with nature, the person will have stunted growth. You will not be bosoming like the way you're supposed to be bosoming. Instead, the energy of death will be always present in the life of that person, destroying every good thing that is supposed to happen in that person's life. That's why you see many of them struggling with life. They have many spells, they have many powers, but they cannot use it to manifest a good life for themselves. So, what is the point of having all this power when the only thing you can do with it is to destroy people, not to help people, not to even help your life? Is it worth it? Is it worth having? You see the point we have, the problem we have with these guys, and we see them every day bragging. I don't know what to say about these people.
So here's another question. I'm sure, I mean, I know we're not live. This is not a live stream, but there may be someone who's a left hand who calls himself an LHP practitioner. They may be like, well, how do we work with the shadow? So let's throw that question out there. So if we don't work with these kind of chaotic energies, because some people out there will just say, well, we're doing our shadow work. We have to work with our shadow. And I talk about that a lot. I talk about that a whole lot on this platform, different ways of working with the shadow, how I work with my own shadow. I have my own methods, my own ways of doing it. And I've had guests on here like Uriel Zariel, shout out Uriel Zariel. And he and I we've had conversations about this, and we both came to an agreement that work with your shadow, but people, he was saying people become a slave to these energies, trying to do it. Sometimes like they're not doing it correctly. They just go back into having a slave mindset. So in cultivating love and cultivating natural energies and working with the spirits of nature and energies of nature, how does one properly integrate the shadow side without giving themselves over to the like destructive energies that are going to ruin their lives and other people's lives? In your opinion, how does someone do that?
In my own, it's very easy. Actually, I was talking a similar thing with somebody one interview last week.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about spiritual problems. I was telling him that spiritual problems and psychological problems are basically the same thing. The medical world developed the subject of psychology to talk about spiritual matters in medicine. So spirituality and psychology is one and the same. In my own opinion, the shadow self is that suppressed aspects of ourself that we have been suppressing maybe since when we were born, that have some qualities or traits or traumatic issues that we don't want to remember, that actually affect us and shape our personality and shape to our way of behaving with other people. So it has a way of limiting us from achieving our true potentials or living our best life because we have not really confronted those issues. So to deal with that shadow aspect of us is to actually focus on the issues and try to make sense of it. If it's something that happened to us when we were young, maybe it's a traumatic episode. So people might have maybe they have case of maybe child sexual abuse, or they were traumatized with one situation or another. Maybe they lost their parents when they were young. As a result of that, it dealt a blow in their psychic. So in order for them to deal with the problem, they just compartmentalize it and shut it off and believe that it did not happen and try to forget it and go about their life. They need to open that place up. Then they need to actually analyze what went wrong, internalize it, accept it, something that cannot be changed, then rise above it. They have to confront it. They have to relive that trauma all over again. In most cases, they have to relive it. But if you keep running away from it, it will keep chasing you. It becomes a shadow. It becomes a problem, something that you are always running from, like the white elephant in the room or the black elephant in the room. But if you actually face that elephant, okay, this happened to me. So what? I am still here. It was not my fault. I am not the cause of it. Whatever have happened, if there's a way to remedy it, I will try. If I cannot remedy it, I will face it and I will use this situation to move further in life, to become better. I am not going to let it define me. I am going to redefine the situation and redefine myself. If they can have this kind of mentality and this kind of attitude towards that problem, then they will overcome it. So they will solve that problem of the shadow. But if they cannot be able to find a compromise or reach a point whereby they made a permanent decision to accept and rise above the issue, it will continue to trouble them. So shadow work for me is something that you have to do for yourself, not what anybody can do for you. So it is something we need to keep working on, maybe in a whole lifetime. But the more we confront the problem, the more we feel better about ourselves. Most times people confront the problem and they use that experience to help the life of other people, to reach out to help other people instead of keeping that problem inside them without talking about it. They actually solve this by talking about the problem, telling other people, reaching out to other people. It's a good way of engaging with shadow work, not keeping it to yourself. You talk, this happened. Somebody did this to me. It was not my fault. Let people know about the problem. So help can come. So that clarity can reach out. But if you say you want to do the shadow work and you did not let it out, you still keep the secret within you, I don't think you can actually solve it well. The shadow will still be threatening you. It will be like the secret is still there. You know me, I know you. You will still seeing this thing attack. So you need to really speak about that problem. You need to talk to somebody about it. So that
Okay.
is why I think solving this issue of the shadow.
I think that's pretty profound. So another question I have too, which may be a question from someone might actually have too, is there still a place for some of the darker spirits? Like, do you think that there's still a place for any of the goetic spirits at all in spiritual work? Can someone properly invoke any of the goetic spirits without really messing their lives up, or is there any use? Do you see any use in that in your opinion, or should it just be avoided at all costs? What do you think?
Actually, I see use. You know, we humans, we have different temperaments.
Hmm.
Everything in the world have use, even the good and bad spirits. So there is need for somebody to summon those spirits. If you are in a place or you are in a setting or you are working in a certain situation that require you to come in contact with those spirits, then by all means, if you feel that you need to summon them, you need to summon them. You can be in a place of maybe danger, maybe somebody, maybe a soldier in an active war situation or life and death situation. The person might need to summon those deities if he needs them for a particular situation. Maybe you want to kill some people or you need ideas to destroy some amount of some things very fast. You need ideas for that. Those spirit of death can actually help you with the best way of solving that problem. So we still need them, but not something that we should be aligning with all the time. That 24/7, the spirit will be there for us. When it's time for us to summon them, we know where they are. We go there and we summon them. We rise up to do their work. After they do their work of destroying whatever needs to be destroyed, they must go back. You have to send them back to their crib. You don't leave them hanging around you. So there's purpose, there's reason for them. We need them, but not to be hanging around as bodies and everyday bodies that you be telling everybody that this guy is my guy, my roommate. We talk every day. No, 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 no. That is not the way. You need them for particular purpose. As they rise up, as they do what they are doing, they need to go back immediately. You don't leave them hanging around, because by then they start doing things in your life. But you see these guys, they don't send them away. They let them hang around and mess up their life. They don't know anything apart from messing up things. So what are you going to expect for hanging out with those kind of things? So they are needed, but just for their work, nothing more, nothing less.
Okay, so you're basically just saying if there's a job to do, kind of like it's sort of like if you need help moving a couple of boxes in your apartment, you can call them,
Yes.
but
Call them.
don't make a relationship out of them. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no,
Like
no,
don't
no
form.
way, no
Okay,
way. Don't
okay,
hang around with them. Don't make
okay,
pact with them. You just call them to take care of whatever they need to take care of, and they should go back to
okay.
where they come.
Well, that's interesting that you say that because I have seen much content over the years where some practitioners will say just what you just said, like don't form relationships, just call them if you need something to be done, and then off they go, they do it, and that's it. You move on, you integrate your experience, and you keep climbing the spiritual ladder, and you live a happy life. But there are other practitioners out there who say no, form relationships with them, be close to them,
Don't worry,
and,
we'll learn from
and
their
do
life
that.
experience. Are we not all here? Just
Uh,
we'll be watching each other. We'll be learning from their life experience, and they are forming relationships. We'll be looking at them. But there are some things you don't want to really hang around, to be honest. Not some of them are good, some of them are these baddest of the baddest guys that these people are parading. They are not people to hang around with, that you want to form relationship with. They are not human beings. They are not your friends. They are not our friends. They are here to just do something to kill and destroy. That is what the thing only knows. You cannot form friend with that kind of thing. If we kill and destroy you, we have the chance. It will do the same thing to you if you make any mistake. If you want to hang around spirits, the only advice, your ancestors are the only spirit you should form relationship with, that will be there 24 hours, that they don't mean you any harm. Your ancestral spirits, those are the only guys you need. Any other spirit that is not connected to your bloodline, they are not people to hang around 24/7.
mhm.
Even the sun on its own. If the sun is say okay, we should shine 24 hours, everything will die. There's nothing to stop the sun. Just imagine sun shining for the next 3 months. We are all going to die, full non-stop. So like you don't want to hang around, like if the sun is personalized, you don't want to be around it 24 hours. It will be too bright, and it will take you out, irrespective of say. So you don't make friends with them. You make friends with your fellow humans. So that is why I see this thing. We need to have a
Okay.
balanced life. Everything have its place. Everything have its place. The spirits have their place, and they know this. There's a law. They need to respect our boundaries. There's a reason why we are here. We have right to our human experience that nobody should interfere. So if we are dealing with spirits, we are the ones running things on this planet. They should also respect our boundaries, and they know that they have boundaries to respect. So it's not a bad thing to send them back when you are true. Say, okay, I want to live my life. I came here for my own physical experience. It's my right to do that. Then we respect your boundary. So,
Okay. Would you say that this also applies for celestial spirits, like angels, like don't form relationships with angels either, or just
angels
demons?
are okay. No, it has applied to angels too.
Okay.
Angels are. I think angels is much better. Many of us, we humans, some of us are demons. Some of us are also angels too. Angels have positive vibrations. You can make friends with them. They will not. You will not have any problem if they hang around or not. They are always here with us, and they have a work to do. They are working. They don't evolve. They are already made to do a particular job. They
Hmm.
don't really have free will, and they are doing that work. So it's better you make friends with angels. They bring more balance, more peace, and angels is people we're supposed to even be running things with, not the demons, because they are more. They are like natural. They are just like us, but we evolve. They don't evolve. So I appreciate people running things with angels. To be honest, they are much more better, and they are encourage free will. You don't need to make pact with any angel. You just need to call them when you need them. They want us to grow spiritually. They are not interested in holding your hands and spoon feeding you. Anybody that loves you will want you to grow. Just like you have a child, you want the child to learn something, because if you don't make mistake, you're not going to learn from your mistake, right? That is the
Right.
best way. That is why I say it. I have child. I'm not going to spoil my child, because if I spoil my child, he will grow up becoming spoiled and useless to himself and
Mhm.
to society. So he must learn. He must become matured. So for you to learn, you have to pass through difficulties. Sometimes you have to pass through ordeal. It is not bad thing. You can call it tough love. But at the end of the day, it's for our own benefits. If you look at it, it's for our own good, our own growth. We have to make the right decisions. So I totally agree with that philosophy. I don't see anything wrong with it, except that the person is too lazy, or the person don't really want to grow, or don't want to evolve or mature. So I don't see anything wrong with that position. So angels will bring stability to your life, we bring peace to your, we bring a lot of good things to your life if you align with them. You see people running into with angels, you see they have more better life than these guys aligning with demons. Just go and do a simple research, you will notice, because of the alignment. So even the so-called Christians, many times that we are laughing at, they're often living a better life than many of these left-hand path practitioners.
Yeah. Okay.
They have more balance, more
Okay.
peace in their life, even in their ignorance, than
So,
these
so,
guys that
so,
are.
oh, I didn't mean to cut you off again. So to clarify, this is really good. This is a good trajectory that we're going on. So you're just saying, like, look at the fruits, look at the evidence
Just look
of the
at the people's
practitioner's
life. Do a
life.
simple.
Okay.
Yes, any practitioner you come across, just get a piece of paper, be doing research, checking their life, outlining different aspects. If they are okay, you will find that bad spirits, their lives are filled with issues. Are they the only
Okay.
ones that have experienced hardship in life? Everybody experiences hardship. But how come these people are the ones that are being making a force out of it? They just cannot get over whatever happened. I have experienced hardship too, but that doesn't mean that we
Yeah.
now have a destructive behavior and be telling it, carrying it out like a badge of honor. I have been hurt and this, so therefore that is why I have to smoke 50 stick of cigarette a day. I have to do this, I have to do that. I don't want to be hurt anymore. No, that is very, very childish. You can live more than that. Your what happened to you should not be an excuse for your destructive and psychopathic behavior.
Right.
No.
So you're saying, okay, I mean, it makes sense. So you're just saying, to clarify, that everybody has challenges in life. We all have ups and downs, hard times, but the spiritual practitioner that fully aligns themselves with, I guess, the chaotic side of what we're just talking about, they tend to have a
Yes.
lot more unresolved hardships. They tend to have negative
Unresolved, so many,
habits,
exactly.
a lot of bad
Yes.
habits, drugs, drug addictions, and things like that. And that, yeah, just really bad income from time to time. They can just,
Difficulty, hardship, bad
yeah.
relationships, struggling. They are practically struggling.
Okay.
Struggling. Why?
I Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of evidence for that. I've seen that. I have seen lots of that before. So, but yet it still gets promoted though. It still gets promoted of the promises of. I've seen lots of books that promise power.
Yes.
They say if you work with this
Power.
system, you can become a a powerful
Living
deity of
God.
some sort in human form.
Let me just say it, a living God.
A living God. Is that what you just said? All
Yes.
right. We don't have to hold back, man. You can say whatever you like. This is uncensored. So
Okay.
so
We
uh
see many kind of things.
so
We
what's your
see many of
if you don't mind me asking, and I know this is going to turn into a controversial episode. Some people are gonna I may get a fuck you letter or from somebody, I don't know. Hopefully not. I get more
I'm the
love.
one that will be attacked. I think it's not you now. It's me that is answering the questions. I'll be the controversial one. It's normal. It's
So what's
expected.
your opinion on that? What's your opinion on those on what's your opinion on that author? I don't it's hard for me to say his name right now,
My
but
opinion on the
yeah.
guy is that I think is he wanted to make money, and he wanted wealth and fame, and he wanted it at all costs. So he left the path. He may have started well, but somehow he diverted and he just wanted wealth and fame. So I believe he started making things up. Most of the things we were doing, just making things up as a goal and go along the way, just making it up.
Did you say
And
making it
I think
up?
it's, yeah, some of the
Really?
stuff were plagiarized, some were made up, totally made up. Then he kind of wanted to become a real, he was actually deluded by his own uh, writings, his own thinking that he could actually be a god. He actually wanted people to worship him. So what he did was that he ended up deceiving so many people, blocking the path for so many people, trying to poison the spirituality of so many people, and he succeeded in leading them to the wrong path, and which is the path of destruction. And I believe he has now ended up in that very path because that is the natural progression for him to go. And those people that followed him, they will also end up in the same situation if they don't change. They are going to end up in that kind of destruction of having nothing, uh, suffering, and deluded as well. That psychopathic way of thinking, no karma, no remorse. That is a sociopathic viewpoint of the world of spirituality that will only lead to destruction for the practitioner, nothing more, nothing less. There's no goodness that will come out of that. If everybody, just say just 10% of the people in this world have that kind of philosophy, we will not have peace. We cannot even send our children to school because everybody will think that they have the will to do whatever they want to anybody at any time. So that is not the kind of world we really want to live in. We really want to create. That is a psychopathic world. This is the highest form of extreme occultism. I will call it extreme occultism. So it is not something to be encouraged. It is not a philosophy that is practicable. Total chaotic philosophy. And people that actually are believing that kind of thing should be in mental institutions. So it's a very dangerous path to follow. That is the way I see this, and I feel very sorry for him and people that believe in that kind of thing because there's only one place they are going, which is the path of spiritual uh, castration. They are not
Wow.
going to rise more than the kind of things they have been summoning. They are just destroyed their whole spiritual destiny, their whole legacy of being great. You now reduce yourself to a tiny force of destruction in the whole universe, where you could have been somebody that we can have the potentials of creating even various life forms, creating galaxies. You choose to be a force of representing only destruction. Those people have just mortgaged their whole entire spiritual destiny. For what? For people to know you as a black magician. For what? Look at all his work. What positive thing did he ever write that will move humanity forward? Nothing. Even what simple remedy did he even recommend for even headache or stomach pain? Nothing. What all the works that he did, how can they be able to move us forward to a certain level of moving humanity forward in a certain positive direction? I could not see anything there. It's all about destruction. How to align ourselves or summon so many spirits of destruction into us, open so many gates of destruction, nothing for no alignment with nature. We separate yourself from nature, you will just die. These forces will calling into you are too powerful for the body to contain. Those people that will do those path walkings, by the time they complete it, they will be totally messed up to the point that they can never, they may not be able to recover anymore. So I'm looking at those people that are doing it. We'll watch them and we'll catalog their life and we'll see how they end up. So life is still progressing. It's the open
Hey,
case.
thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for bringing it up. I'm gonna have to stop this recording 1 second, and then I can continue in a little bit. Let me 1 second. I have to edit
Okay.
this part out. Okay, so in continuing with what we were talking about last time, in regards to EA Koetting, what do you think in your opinion, what is the most dangerous aspect of what he has done to the left hand path community? In other words, the way he has represented or maybe misrepresented the left-hand path community, have you seen that as dangerous in a way, or?
Yes, yes. I think he can be said to be the one that is directly responsible for pushing the left-hand path community into a very extreme form of occultism. Because among all the current practitioners, it was the one that actually popularized the philosophy of left-hand path ideology that is directed towards extremism, something that you will say or classify as extreme occultism. This philosophy of no gods, no remorse, no karma is totally, I would say, it negates the philosophy of trying to live in harmony with your fellow men. So the philosophy was pushing was that you can become a living God. You don't have to listen to anybody. As a living God, you can do what you want to do, take what you want to take at any time. And you can do this to anybody you want to do it to. And there's absolutely no karma, no recompense, no consequences. He always say this so many times that there is no karma, and that is very dangerous. That you can kill somebody, you will only feel uh, karma if you are attached to the action. But if you distance yourself from the action, you deaden or cut any kind of feelings away from that action, then nothing will happen to you. And this is very dangerous because if people adopt this kind of philosophy, it means that they can that is the philosophy of a complete psychopath and a complete sociopath. So this is not the way to live because if everybody in the world have this kind of philosophy, then I don't think we are going to have any law or any peace in this planet. Everybody will just be killing and causing problems and committing all sort of crimes, all sort of evils because they believe there is no karma. So nobody will actually have peace. Even him himself that is pushing this ideology, he won't even have peace. He cannot even say he want to allow his children to go out on their own, to go to school and come back safely, because everybody have this philosophy that they can attack your kids or kill or do anything or take things from you and there's no consequences. This is exactly what he was pushing for the occult community and extreme philosophies very dangerous. One of the other dangerous philosophy was pushing before things started going south was this that there is no you can remove your chakra. How is that even possible? That will be a complete. That is another extreme form of ritual that I think is very very impossible to do, and it is not even doable, but he's pushing this kind of thing that he can do that for people, and this is also very dangerous. And many people that follow him, they are people that are having serious psychological issues. These are people that they all claims to be abused, sexually abused when they were young. They are looking for a way of getting power, control over their life. And these people are very, very unstable people. And these people are also, many of them are racists. They are racist, they are depressed, they are unstable. These people have problems functioning in regular society. So it's like he's carrying, he's branding around himself is sort of very, very psychotic individuals. He claims to be kind of forming an army with these people to kind of take over the world in a way. So I will totally agree that this person might be creating a cult. With what I've heard about him, is trying to create a kind of cult in the left-hand part, so a kind of that are pushing these extreme philosophies. So he's a very dangerous person, and I totally support his ban on YouTube or any other social media. This kind of ideology must not be allowed to flourish. It will definitely give the occult community a bad name. And that is exactly what he has done. He has made it a place whereby the extent somebody in the UK went to commit murder in order to follow his philosophies. These are extreme, so many things he was doing, selling wet packs, asking people to make packs with demons for wealth. And I don't think he himself has the kind of wealth he's talking to. Most times he say a lot of things that are not true. If I am selling wet pack to people, I myself supposed to be a millionaire, right? You should be seeing me flaunting the words. But I don't think that guy is worth more than $20,000. I'm not sure. That guy does not have any real money in this physical world. So the wealth is promising people. I don't. Yeah, he doesn't seem to even have the wealth. So in a way, I think this guy is a scammer. He's a con man. He's a con man, and he's a liar, and he's an extremist. He's a very dangerous person. So he should not be. This is somebody that should be in jail, created it for pushing this kind of philosophies and defrauding people, saying things and selling things that are not true. So it's a damage to the American occult community.
Do
This
you
is
see
some of
do you
their
see
bad.
anyone else, not to cut you off, do you see anyone else speaking out about this, or what's the best thing that needs to be done so that this doesn't affect the occult community and people that really want to practice with their heart, that actually really want to practice? Like, what do you recommend them doing instead of finding uh, examples like this to follow?
Okay. I see a few people speaking out. I see a few people have spoken out, and I believe he has kind of created a camp in the occult community. There are some people that supported him, that supported these extreme philosophies. There are others that did not support it. I saw people speaking that, but I didn't really see enough people. Some other people are afraid. He has been able to put this fear in the heart of many people that is highly demonic, he's very evil, he's very powerful. I have saw some of his videos where he claimed that he have a sword given to him by one demon, Azazel, the one from another angel, Raphael or Michael, that he can be able to use these weapons to kill anybody at any time, pulverizing their souls. So some practitioners are actually afraid of the guy, so they don't want to speak. They are thinking that he can kill them at any time. But I think that is a very big lie. He does not have such power because many people have stood against him. They are still alive. They have not been able to pulverize any of those people. So he was kind of uh, superstitiously instilling fear in the act of people, always mentioning his shilling out with the highest echelons of hell, always mentioning Lucifer, Zazel, Lucifer, they are his bodies, they are on talking level. It's like they are just on a phone call away. He has their number. He can be able to kill and do anything, but that is just pure lie. So people are afraid of him, but I'm not afraid of him. He's an asshole, a con man, and a piece of shit. I have to say this out there. So I believe more people should speak out. The more people speak out and reject these extreme philosophies, the more that we have no place. The people like him cannot excel, and they will just wither away and die. And people should not pay many attention. Then for people that really want to practice real spirituality, there are diverse forms of spirituality out there that are not extremists. They don't require you making pacts with. It's not only demons that are out there, by the way. We have so many good spirits that are interested in the welfare of humanity. One thing I see these guys doing that they're only pushing like demons are the ultimate power out there. They are making a lot of mistakes, and it's very, very dangerous. We are human beings. We are directly connected to nature. We are part of nature. We cannot separate ourselves from nature. If you separate yourself from nature, you are going to die. So if you want to venerate spirits, it's only natural you venerate spirits that are in alignment with nature. We have so many of them. That is the way we can connect ourselves to beneficial entities without stressing too much in our spiritual life. We just live in harmony with them, and they tell us things. So you can have a lot of benefits. The so-called angels is talking that they're always bashing angels, that angels are bad, angels don't help people. That is a very big lie. In Africa, African spirituality, we don't have angels and demons. What we have are ancestors, we have these gods, and we have these wicked spirits. So the things is calling angels in African spirituality are simply our ancestors. Everybody have ancestors. We have good ones, we have bad ones. You align with them, you align with spirits of nature. They will be telling you secrets of nature, how you can be able to get these hidden secrets and use these secrets to benefit your life. So many things are still yet to discover. There are so many plants we don't know the use of. There are so many things we don't even know the elements of the earth, even the sea. 70% of the earth is covered by water. We don't even know half of what is inside the sea. We still need to discover all this stuff. So why are we pushing ourselves to demonic entities, evil, the worst of the worst kind of spirits that are not even telling us anything that will help us? Why? It's just pushing everybody towards destruction, trying to get everybody to destroy themselves. This guy is the guy is a foul spirit. All these people that are doing this, there are people that have been taken over by these low-level entities that are looking for ways to infiltrate humanity and just destroy humanity. They have nothing good. If you go to all these people's channel, some of them have been online for like 10 years now. You cannot see any simple remedies that they have been able to bring out or discover that people can use to improve their life. They only talk about demons from morning till night, the skirts of demons, the hearts of demons, the look of demons. The messages, they are not really focused on, okay, what this spirituality you have been practicing, what can it do for humanity? Nothing. All about destruction. So these spirits are not teaching them any good thing. It's not leading them in the right path. And we humans are not even supposed to be talking to some of these spirits they are talking to. So they are on a very, very wrong path, which will only lead to one place: depression, poverty, honesty, and ultimate destruction at the end of the day. They have just mortgaged their whole spiritual destiny for nothing. So I will advise people you want to really practice, slow down. Go to approach spirituality from a natural aspect. It's not something you are going to stress yourself too much on. It's not something you need to break the bank to buy all these occult grimoires, waste money on so many materials or expensive authors. It is part of nature. You just start from point A, you connecting with your ancestors, knowing more about the world, getting in touch with the world, try to connect yourself to an indigenous form of spirituality, natural form of spirituality. Then start from there. It's a progressive thing. For African people, I encourage them that the only grimoire they really need is their history, real history books. Knowledge of self is where the power is, because all the things you are going to do starts from you. You are the foundation, you are the source, you are the original operator. So you need to know about yourself, you need to know about the world. You start from there, you start from your ancestors, start from nature, start from what you know, the known to the unknown, what you can see to the unseen. So don't start by chasing after demons. Try to know the characteristics of demons. They are not. That is not necessary. That is just a waste of time. So that is what I see. I can give you an example. Like me now, I am talking to you now. I'm trying to pass a message. Instead of you focusing on the message, you are focusing on me, my face, my nose, my eyes, my dress. What does that get to do with? That is not the main thing. The main thing is the message and what I have to offer. That should be the main idea. So you see these people focusing on the messenger rather than the message. So they are kind of missing it. The messengers, most time, they are not interested in you focusing on them. What they are interested in is listening to what they have to say, focusing on their message. They don't care about you. But I see people missing this all the time. So it's a wrong way to go. In that case, the spirit will say, "Oh, he seems to be more interested in me. I don't really need this." Then you are trying to tell them that you are somebody that is not confident in who you are or don't know what you want. So you waste your time following all these spirits, trying to describe them and to look on, to get more close to them. You need to be living your natural life in the natural world, not to be focusing on immaterial, unnecessary things. So they are missing the point, and many of them, it will retard their spirituality. It will totally retard them. They are going to miss the whole point at the end of the day.
Okay. Well, fair enough. So what I was going to ask you now, though, is so basically you're not advocating for a particular system to practice. You're just saying go towards what's more natural, what's more aligned with
Yes,
nature. Okay,
yes,
not
yes.
not like you're not advocating like an actual system or a grimoire of any kind. You're just saying like just start working with nature, start connecting with nature,
Start
start connecting with your
connection
ancestors.
with ancestors, yeah. Because the person needs to build a foundation. And
Okay.
I don't want them to be diving into grimoires when they don't even know who they are. So they are not building a real foundation. If I will recommend spirituality for people, I will actually recommend African spirituality. I will recommend ancient Egyptian spirituality to be precise, because it's a spiritual system that I've seen that to be very, very complete and easily practicable. And there's a lot of scientific evidence to back this spirituality. And there's no stress in it. And it's very, very natural. It's all about nation building and spiritual development in a very natural way that is also scientific, based on science and technology. So that is what I recommend people to go into. And with your ancestral veneration, of course, your ancestors, you venerate them. So once you are in this path, these your uh, inclinations will naturally gravitate you to what is the best practice for you. Naturally, it will actually you will gravitate to what you think is best for you. So for me
Okay.
to recommend something that may not be right for you, or you don't really have a good foundation, it might be wasting your time or just pushing you in the wrong path. So
Okay. What about if someone has already made a pact or a couple of pacts and they're kind of like, so say someone's listening right now to us having this conversation, and there may be somebody who has made a pact or two, and they're so steeped in to like this type of occult practice that we're talking about. They've made so many pacts, they've already done so many deals, and their life is just trash right now. Like, but they want inside to change it.
yeah.
Like, what do you suggest that they do to kind of
Well,
get in the middle?
they can they can always leave those packs. They can leave. Everybody I have made packs when I started with lots of spirits. I left them. There is no pact that can't be broken, because everybody have their natural destiny to follow. Sometimes we make some mistakes. We find out that the contract or is not really what we want, or we did not really have an idea what we are going into. You can decide to leave it. I don't want to do this anymore. This part is not for me. The spirit will understand. They will not disturb you. You go their own way. You will forget about it. Once you stop calling them, they will forget about you. So it's just as easy as that. You pack up, you stop calling them, you focus on your life, you leave that behind. That person will not have any issue, except that maybe they have a more deeper connection with the deity. Maybe they have like a lifetime contract from a previous life. So I don't think that they cannot be able to break. They can break those parts. You break those parts easily by aligning with your natural spirits that you are supposed to be doing things with. So easy for to break those parts, you align with your natural, your ancestors, you align with those. It will break those other parts that you have, because those ones have a deeper connection than these spirits you made blood pact with. So they will help you to break the connection. There's no contract that something that is not productive. The spirit knows that you are not really aligned. You don't know what you are doing where you make that mistake. They know that you are not supposed to be working with them, and it's not productive. You are not even doing, you are not connecting. Just like you are initiated a relationship with somebody, but you people are not connecting, not even talking, sleeping together. Everybody will move their own separate way to find better people. So that is not an issue. So the best way you connect with your ancestors, you call them every day. The more you create closer band with those spirits, they break all other connections you have before. It's very easy.
Okay. So what you're saying is, if they have some kind of karmic connection, though, like that could still affect them a little bit. But if they turn their attention away from them and keep walking ahead, like eventually it's not really going to bother them as much. Their life will start
But
getting cleaned up. Okay.
yes, being cleaned
All
up.
right.
They pack all those materials, throw those things away. Put in fresh date, start working with your real deities. You don't have any problem. It'll be like it never even happened.
Okay. I think what it is too for a lot of people, because when you look at the modern day, a lot of the modern day LHP community, a lot of it tends to flaunt power. You know what I mean? It's
Yes,
like this is the power I have. I've taken my power back. I can destroy my enemies. I can fuck up somebody. I can a lot of, and that looks glamorous. I think anything outside of that paradigm doesn't look glamorous. Like when we talk about RHP or right hand path, or which nobody really calls it that except for the LHP. But when we start talking about the paths of ascension or non-duality, or spiritual sustaining oneself, knowledge of self, those kinds of things, they on the outside they don't really look very powerful to most people. So I think people get kind of turned on to the idea of wanting to be powerful, wanting to look powerful. That's what I've noticed a lot, at least. Like when I look online, if I just go on YouTube and certain videos come up on my feed, a lot of stuff is just like I kind of destroy somebody, or I mean, not always, but I mean, I've seen a lot of things like that. You know,
exactly.
how to disturb an ex lover if they've done this to you, or how to conjure up all the guardians of hell to do that, something like that. And I
Some
just
of
think
it,
that 9 out of
yeah.
10 times, and I've never said that it's bad to call on certain spirits. We talk a lot about that on this podcast. But I just think like there's a heavy misuse of dark energy that can be used to face one's shadow, to grow out of it, to grow and integrate your shadow to become more, to become a more refined spiritual being having a human existence. But at the,
You,
the shadow aspect of it is just there's no. I don't want to say there's no use. It's just that it's been misaligned a lot, I think.
exactly.
That's what I've
That's
noticed, at
why they
least.
push it. I also noticed this that it's all about power, how to destroy your enemies, how to be invincible. I think it is like a marketing scheme by most of these Western black magicians. They want to position themselves like we have access to ultimate power, dark power, that you can be able to do anything you want to do in life. They want it to appeal to people. They know that we humans are limited in certain things, and everybody want to like to live a perfect life in a way. We always have one or two people in our life who want to get back to Earth. We want somebody, there's somebody in our life we probably want to have a relationship with. It's a marketing scheme. So they have to position or write this stuff and push it in a way like that to give it a certain kind of feel. But in real life, it is not like that. So people get into these things trying to, most times the spells are 80% of the times they don't work. They just take money from people, then deceive the people. It's just a scam that these guys are selling. And they try to make evil look cool, that these bad things can make you look cool, coupled with the Hollywood depiction of vampiric horror movies and invisibility. All those is also included in the package. So some people want to get this when a teenager or young person having difficulty navigating life sees this kind of things, they feel drawn. Wow, let me go into the occult. Let me try this. Let me see if I can use it to get back. Then you meet one of these guys and they take some money from you and they put you in the line. At the end of the day, they tell you you need to practice, you need to continue. Now you become a paying customer. You start buying these, buying, making packs, you buying products, and you buying books. You now become a customer, trying to get that power. You see the person being there in 5 years, 10 years, they have not gotten the power. They have gotten more messed up. So it's all in
Yeah.
marketing. Real spiritual in real life is stuff is not like that in real life. So it's just natural, the way of living in harmony. Once you know how to live in harmony, and you have your ancestors, you have your own spirits. You don't need to be going after strange spirits. If you know you have your own spirits at your back, you can use that for anything. But if these spiritualists tell you the truth, that you have your own legion of spirits, they're not going to get any money. So they have to tell you that there are some more spirits out there that is more powerful that you can ever imagine. And they are like the key holders. They are the child or uh, the caretaker of that spirit. So you need to come through them to get in touch with the higher echelons of hell. They see them every day, they talk to them every day. You can't get to them because you're not powerful enough. They need to tell you these stories to get money from you. So it's a scam in a way, a power
Yeah,
scam.
yeah. I hear you. I mean, one of the things I've noticed too, which I've been wanting to talk about more lately on this platform, is that I've been trying to find a way to verbalize this without sounding like I'm without sounding like I'm against practicing magic or something like that, because it's like that's not true. I mean, we talk about that all the time on here. I mean, I practice different forms of magic myself, whatnot. But one of the things I wanted to kind of talk about as well on here is that, and this is just from my own observation, I'm sure you've seen this many times too. A lot of people that get into Western occult practices, they dive in like head first. They just start doing it. They may start with some grimoires, but after a while, there's a lot of subtle changes that become not so subtle changes in one's psyche. So, in other words, when we practice these kinds of arts, it does change the psyche. And I've seen a lot of people over the years that get into this work. They get confused, they become depressed. They
Exactly.
they're not able to focus on the here and now. I don't want to say reality, but they're not able to focus on the here and now. Because they become very fragmented in their thinking, if you know what I mean. It's like they spend a little bit of time in hell, a little bit of time in this plane, a little bit of time here and there, and they become very confused. I've seen this happen so many times with people, you know.
Chaotic. Yes, this is how they normally behave. I have also noticed it too. It's because they are not practicing the spirits they are aligning themselves with, and not spirits they are supposed to be aligning with. That is why they are always like this. They are supposed to be aligning themselves with natural spirits. I would like say, if I say this now, people will say maybe it's a right and part things. This, we are natural. I cannot stress it enough. We are human beings connected to nature. We need to align ourselves with forces of nature. There are deities, solar deities. We have deities in the water. We have deities in the earth, the air. These are deities that are connected to humanity. Those are the spirits we need to be running things with. They will give you more balance, more focus. They will help you to straighten your life. They will connect you more to living. But when you're connecting yourself to spirits of death, spirit of chaos, spirits of these deities that are non-human, alien deities that they are not supposed to be in contact with, in the sense that you want power. These are deities that are misguided spirits, spirits of destruction, of petrification, that control decay, spirits of death, and you don't know how to manage them. The most painful thing, that we now invite these spirits to be living with them constantly. So the nature of the spirit will naturally starts manifesting in the life of these people. That's why you see them becoming more unbalanced. You see them unsettled. You see their life turning to a mess instead of their life more moving in a progressive direction. It's like they are going back in life. They start making so many mistakes, full of drama. These people, they are not listening, and whoever is pushing them in this direction, they are the extreme people, people like the Koetting and his gang. These are what they are practicing. They are the ones pushing people to this kind of way, to just destroying people's life. So I see this a lot with many of them, with many of these spirits they are aligning themselves with. They are not supposed to be talking to those spirits. Many of them don't even know what they are doing. When you are try get contact with these destructive forces for a certain purpose, you are supposed to send them back. You invite them to do a job. They must go back to wherever they come from. You don't live with them in your house. But you see these people, they are saying that they are trying to make friends. How can you make friends with fire? You make friends with water, you still jump into the sea. It will still kill you. The sea is the sea. You need to discipline yourself and you need to respect it. There are some things we don't really make friends with. You cannot make friends with these things. They are not humans. They don't have feelings with you. So they will end up destroying your life without them even knowing, because they are doing what they do naturally. So these people have problems. And it's a shame that many of these people claim to be enlightened, that they have seen the light. They always laugh on Christians, laugh at the other world. But for people that claim to be enlightened, making these kind of mistakes, prove that they are ignorant of so many things. And many of them will end up in destruction. That is where they are going.
It kind of reminds me of something I heard from Lon Milo Duquette. I think it's Lon Milo Duquette. He's an author and a thelemic writer, and like longtime practicing magician and everything. He said that like daemons, like those spirits we're talking about, they make wonderful employees but horrible bosses.
Exactly, horrible bosses. You don't want them around you. You call them, please do this thing. I want you to get this done. Once they do it, you thank you, off to go instantly, because you don't leave them hanging around your house. For what? For what? There's no business between the living and the dead. They need to go back to where they come from. So they're not one things you want to hang around, man. That will mess up your life.
It's interesting that you say that, because like the first thought that comes to my mind when I think about that is it's sort of like, let's say in the middle of the night you need help moving some furniture. Just for some weird, this is just my weird example. I give a lot of weird examples for stuff, but yeah, you need help moving some furniture out of your house. So you go to like the most dangerous part of the neighborhood, and you hire some people to help you move, and you pay them a little bit of cash, and you send them on their way. But you wouldn't invite the vagrants to live with you, right? You wouldn't invite the drug addicts, vagrants to go, go do this for me. I just need help, moving jump starting my car. Then you pay them and you say, send them off on their way, but you're not going to invite them to sleep on your couch, is what happened.
You don't. You do that, you are dead.
Yeah.
You are totally dead.
It's
mess
bad.
up your house, mess up your life. And this is what these people are doing. How can you make friends with those kind of things? So that is a major mistake these guys are doing. And they are going to get into problems for it. So for some time, as far as they continue to do this, we'll continue to see drama, we'll continue to see problems in the occult community, we'll continue to see so many issues that are coming up. It will never stop, because they are not doing they are making a hell of a mistake in the spiritual practice. Any spirituality that is giving you stress, you should abandon it. Any kind of spiritual practice that is giving you sleepless night, be it Christianity, always giving money, be it left hand path, you have to be your life is not comfortable, you are struggling, you're supposed to be in control of your life, you're finding it difficult to eat, finding it difficult to get a place to live, finding it difficult to get basic amenities in life, then you should know that you are not practicing the right spirituality. You should abandon it and make some new change, make some new spirit friends, and see what will happen. That's why when I see some of these people, I tell them, well, drop this thing for a while, get in touch with your ancestors. And once they stop practicing this thing, I notice that their life change. Their stability now begins to come in. It will start little, but they have more peace of mind than where they have. And some of those bad friends, it also draws in bad people like you. You draw them to you, the kind of people that have the same vibration. We now be surrounding yourself with those kind of bad people. You leave that gang. I haven't encouraged some people to even go back to church, to hang around with church folks in a way, because where they are, the kind of people that are living in the kind of danger they are in, it's better you hang around with you leave that environment to get some peace of mind, and from there you find where to go. Because most of the people that don't know this thing, due to the fact that they are following somebody that is psychotic, telling them that there's some hope somewhere, there's some power, they're never going to see those power. The spells that most of them work does not work on everybody. Doesn't work on everybody. People have some destiny, things to do. You cannot be able to manipulate everybody with spell magic. You cannot be able to kill everybody with spell magic. There are so many limitations of black magic. You see these black magicians, they'll be claiming that they have power to kill anybody in the planets, and they are suffering. We have some presidents that many of them may not like. During the last time of the issues of American election, some people are complaining that they hate a certain kind of people. These are powerful black magicians. I was like, is this not the right time to test the thing you have been selling, to test your expertise? Why don't you do something to change that person? They cannot use it to change anybody. They cannot use it to take out anybody. But they are claiming that they have supreme power. Can you see that they are lying? You say you have supreme power, you can do. I will give you pictures of so many dictators and head of state that are messing up people's lives. Some people are even living under one. Use your magic to take him out. You cannot. Then, and you are selling the same service that you can take out people for other people. Is this not a scam? I see this a lot. I say that there's so many limitations of this thing that they are saying that have supreme power. It does not work to a certain extent, though. But these people are still claiming that they have supreme power, they have machines, radionic, they can do this, they can do that, they can do that. But somebody is there is messing you up. Why can you not take him out and change the government? You cannot do anything with this stuff. So the power that they are claiming is a pipe dream. Pipe dream. We see this every day. You see people coming to make claims, putting fear in people. So I'm not afraid of any of these people. That's why I call them out. If I see these people doing this tonight, I say it. You want to try to do something. You have not been able to change your life with the power you have. Then how can you be able to change my life in any way, shape, or form? You see that kind of thing. So, kind of spirituality I practice is natural spirituality in harmony with nature. So it's a natural form. There's no stress in practicing it. We make use of natural elements, mixing compound, mixing herbs, doing things at a particular time. These are spells that have been given by nature spirits. So people use it to help themselves to improve their life, living in harmony. It does not have to cost you an arm and a leg to practice. So you don't even know, you just live in harmony. It's not that you're stressing yourself, and everything works naturally. So it's not, we practice a system of love. This left-hand part see love as a weakness. They don't know that it's the greatest power. When you live in harmony with nature and you vibrating in that principle, that emotion or harmony of love, many of these evil forces in the planet cannot affect you because you don't resonate with them. So when somebody sends you a spell or when somebody is making policies to affect your life in a certain way, it naturally gets rejected. So when bad things are happening to people, it does not happen to you. When people are making mistakes or people are getting messed up by society change or decisions of evil politicians or so many things, it does not affect some certain form of people due to their state of mind. There's this saying that you cannot change the world, but if you change yourself, your world will change. So once you have this presence of mind, you don't really need to, you just flow in the process naturally. You don't need to stress yourself to be, it's like Tai Chi. You flow with the energy. You can see somebody that is very tiny and be able to use it to take out a very powerful opponent. So you have that kind of flow with the wind and with nature. It just goes like you just live your natural life. So many of the things that are difficult in the life of people will be very easy for you. And you'll find yourself living a healthy and balanced life, which is the ultimate desire for everybody. So that is I think, is the best form of spirituality, a natural form of living in harmony and just knowing who you are. These people that are packing all this many demonic stuff, it's not that we don't have bad stuff. I have some stuff that we can do, but when you live in a certain kind of life, they are not really necessary. So I don't even think about hurting somebody. What is the way I position myself is very difficult for you to even do something to me or for me to come in contact with those kind of people. We don't exist on the same sphere of reality.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's a very great power. You have peace of mind, and you can navigate life very, very well. Most of these people in this left-hand part, they don't even know this is even possible.
Mm. Interesting.
It's even possible.
So let me go back to what you said earlier about how love is the greatest power. Would you say that love is one of those, is like a something that's a realization that we have within ourselves? Because you know how people talk about becoming a god, right? And left hand path and certain other spiritual circles, they say like, you know, become a god or self deification, something like that. Wouldn't you just say that by understanding that love is the most powerful and that we are a part of that power? I don't want to sound cliche. That in itself is like kind of like godlike. That itself is very like
Exactly.
is the
What these
real
people are
like.
saying, because you are already a god as a human being. We are already, so we don't need to become a god anymore. We just need to be aware of the power
There we
of
go.
creation. We are, as a child is already born, it's already a god. So why do you still want to become something you already have in a way? Just like say become a human. We're already human. Humans don't know that they are God. We're already, once you know that you are a God, the next thing is okay. What is the powers of the God? We have creative abilities. How can I use these creative abilities? We have knowledge. We have a brain to think, to reason and emotion. We start, how do we reason and emotion? We live in harmony with the head, and we just go in that flow. We don't need to separate ourselves from it. We just need to start studying the earth and doing the right thing at the right time, eating natural foods, knowing our environments, what the plants, what are they used for, the elements, the crystals, gemstones, the minerals on the earth, the waters. We just need to know all these things. Just by studying all these things, we are actually building that power. So by knowledge of all these things, we know how to manipulate setting currents. By adding things together, we can be able to get a solution. If people don't study nature, how we then know how to build aeroplane? People that build the plane, they look at the birds flying, right? People that build these ships and submarine, they look at the fishes, right? People that do things, you study nature, you get the idea from there. So you want to live your life in a certain way, you need to also study. You cannot ignore nature and be going into the darkness, the thing that you know, that you see every day, you don't know it, then you want to go into the things that you don't know, you are not seeing. It's not like that. You need to study the things you know. There are so many things that can help us in this way. So the more we study all this, the more we actually start using that power, that creative force to start building our life
Mhm.
and moving in the right direction.
Okay. Th-
Now, people
those
are
are some
focused.
really good examples, by the way. I may cut you off. Those are some great examples, like those who build a boat, look at the fish. Those who built the planes, look at the birds, the fly. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's how the airplane was born as an invention by studying animals and things that fly.
Yes,
Learning the mathematics behind it, the engineering, and of course, there is trial and error until it became perfected, and then the
is
plane
exactly.
was and then the plane was born, and now we can travel around the world on a plane because of some people many years ago studying nature. It's a really good point. That's a really really good point. I'm glad you brought that up.
So
Yeah.
that is where we need to look for solutions because we are part of it. So these dark spirits, they are not really giving us real solutions for living life. They are not really, you have not seen anyone that is actually telling us telling their people how to live life, how to move forward. What they are seeing in those green walls is things that is going to mess up somebody to a point of no return. So I don't think some of these spirits, many of them, I don't think they mean well for us. So that is why I choose to avoid many of them. I choose to avoid them, and I switch lanes when I discover where they are taking me. It is not a place that is supposed to be for me to go. So you have to switch lanes if you find out that they are not being productive. They are not telling you things that will help you, things that will help humanity, things that will make you a better person. That means these spirits don't have any good intentions for you. So That's why I left the stuff and just observed that we have many good spirits out here, and they are waiting for us to make contact with them. But the left-hand part people, some elements there seems to be hell-bent on infecting everybody with their darkness of their ignorance. So, but with time, yeah, I know that they are going to be exposed because it can't continue for long. And I'm glad that some people are actually waking up to see the folly of what these people are doing, that this philosophy they are pushing is unsustainable. It's totally unsustainable. So some practitioners are now beginning to see that it's not taking them anywhere. At the end of the day, the left-hand part community will still evolve. And I see many of them evolving back to indigenous spirituality. Many of them will come into African spirituality naturally. I know that because many of them will evolve towards Santisma, Moete, indigenous and spirituality. Many of them will dissolve back to reach to Kemetic spirituality, because those are spirituality that bring balance into life of people, natural balance, and don't stress you. But this new set of people, they want to make money. In order to make money, to become experts in the field, they need to create something out of nothing. So they need to mislead people so that people can see them that they are actually experts in spirituality, in occultism. So they have to write all kind of lies. But original spirituality can never change. It has to be natural, a natural process. And that is the way to go.
Well, this is going to be a controversial episode. I mean,
Yes,
my hope
indeed.
is that people who were listening in the beginning are still listening now and not giving
Yes,
up because
be
they
shocking
heard.
for most of them. But I still believe that the best things of life are free. Oxygen is free, life is free. In spirituality, it's also the same. It's not a thing of stressing, reading so many books, wasting your time, cracking green walls upon green walls. There's really nothing to explain there. The ancient people that were practicing spirituality, they didn't write so many grimoires. Like they were just living their natural life in harmony with nature, and they were able to achieve so many things. So these people that are trying to become experts in the field, they are the ones causing all these problems. Just because they want to sell
Yeah.
books and they want to make name, they want to be seen to have discovered something new. I have discovered a new spirit from this and this, blah, 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 blah. What can the spirit do for humanity? What has the spirit done for humanity? Zero. We don't know. Okay. But you want us to come to the spirit, you want us to make pact with the spirit. Well, my advice to people that when you see people pushing this new set of spirits and grimoires, look at the life of the person. Study the life of the person. If what they are saying has actually worked for them, before you decide to say you want to go into this very thing, because most of the time the people are living an empty life. They just want to sell books and they want to get money from you. Sell packs for $500 for a piece of paper, $1,000 for a piece of paper. They are scammers. So you want to make packs, you can make packs with spirits that have done something for civilization. We have some good spirits. You check ancient Egyptian spirituality. These are people that actually done things. You can even check this Slavic spirituality. You check the ordained story. These are spirits that people actually know. They have actually done things in the past. Not some spirits we don't really know where they come from, and no trace, nothing. They have not done anything for humanity. They are not seen to have helped humanity in any way in the past. So we don't know their track record. No credibility. Those ones, they are, some of them should be suspected for their aim. We need to know who they are, what they have done for in the past, so that we can be able to know their character. In my own point, I believe that is a common sense approach to this issue of spirits we want to align with. But at the end of the day, people will gravitate to what they want to gravitate towards. I notice many white people, they are gravitating toward these destructive or spirits. Many of them have destructive tendency in them. So they are aligned with this kind of vibrations in a way. I don't know why, but I also see some other new people in some a certain aspect of African spirituality. They have some extreme aspects there. People practicing them. These practices that actually need to evolve, but I don't see them being. They are not evolving. So there might be some issues with them as well. I feel that spirituality needs to be developed as life is changing. We need to evolve our spirituality as well. So
Are
not all,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Let me cut you off. Are you saying, going back to what you're saying? Are you saying it's like maybe cultural, like maybe like a cultural, like maybe like people in Europe, for to say, maybe Northern Europe, they may be drawn to like more Nordic kind of spirits or
Yes,
people or
yes.
something like that.
Yes, some of them. I see
Yeah,
they practicing. I've studied also the Nordic form of spirituality and the Odin mythology.
yeah.
For the people practicing it, I think it's okay for them to a certain extent. At least they have something that they can connect to, something they can actually relate to, that they can see the world in the eyes or in the perspective of those people. I think it's also good for them as well.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man, this is this is gonna cause a few waves, I think, like when
Yeah.
this keeps getting
Uh,
out. But I mean, I appreciate your message though, for sure. I appreciate you kind of
everybody has
being
to be
honest.
thinking. Yeah, in the occult community, we are all different people, different perspective. I know that there might be some people that we totally disagree with some of the things I say. It's natural, but this is my own view, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
views based on my experience with what I have seen in the occult community and from my own practice. So people, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I know that time shall tell. We are all still here. We'll still be seeing and observing, and we'll learn from the mistake of other people. So
I mean, I think it's okay to disagree though. See, because like when you were talking about looking at the person, looking at their life, like as an example, that really stuck with me. So when we talk about occult celebrities, let's just say occult celebrities, whatever that may be, look at their life, look at their track record, look at have they caused have they caused a lot of destruction in their path, confusing people, causing harm, or have they help empower other people? Because to me,
mhm.
that's what really matters. If you're going to go out and promote anything spiritually speaking, what you promote should help people. It shouldn't hurt people. It should help them empower themselves and also spread love and empower others.
Bring more peace to the head. Yes, that
Yeah,
is the
it's that
simple message.
simple. It's
Is
that
that simple?
simple. Yeah, it doesn't
Yes.
have to be anything like okay, even if somebody has because a lot of people on it in LHP, as we've agreed with before, they come from really difficult backgrounds, abuse, trauma, things like that. But what they practice should give them it should give them strength. It should give them focus. It should give them the tools that they need to improve their life and to
Exactly.
not be a slave to negative spirits. You shouldn't be a slave to any kind of spirits like that. It just shouldn't be one of the anyway. So
You're
yeah,
right. Totally right. But what we are seeing is the opposite. It's like they
right,
left one tax master to another tax master. So they are still trapped in the same situation. Nothing has actually changed except that
yeah,
the tax master is a new person, but they are still having the same problems.
yeah,
So their problems have not been solved. This is because they did not really go into the right way. The spirituality they find themselves is a spirituality of hatred, revenge, anger, depression, and total rebellion without a direction. That
right.
is what they get into. It's like somebody that have been oppressed. Okay, I'm tired. I'm going to become an oppressor and abuser myself. So they end up becoming oppressors and abusers. I see these people. My experience with them when I getting in touch into this community. Many of them have abusive behavior. Many of them are racist. Many of them are myopic. Many of them are drug addicts, are depressed people. These are people that always claim to be enlightened. So it's like an oxymoron. Wow, somebody that is enlightened, still thinking like this, still doing things like this. How come? What kind of enlightenment is this? This is not any enlightenment. This is pure rebellion and this is pure madness this person is practicing. This person is psychotic. This is what you get with these guys and these girls, depression. So it is not working for them. And they try to give the impression like they're living a fake life. When you see them, they want to give this bad boy, bad girl personality of my life is in control. I'm in charge of everything. I've aligned myself with the lords of darkness. They always carry this kind of attitude. But deep down, inside them, they have nothing. They are broken. They are confused. They are depressed. When you get to know them, you will find out that these people are a total piece of shit. There's nothing to envy or like about this one. So many of them are just posers. They are posers. So I have seen the life of these people that they worth nothing. So they are not doing this thing well. When you tell them you need to, you are going on the wrong path, they want to prove that they know they're not going to listen to you. The ego, inflated, empty ego. So many of them will end up in destruction, in jail, drug addicts, and homelessness, and all sort of bad things is going to happen to them. So when I discover these people, I start stepping back from them. This is not the kind of people I want to make friends with. That's why I step back from a lot of them. I just watch their drama for entertainment. I will continue to watch them. So spirituality is not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to give you peace of mind, rest of mind. Everything flows naturally. So you don't need to be doing spells to hurt people, to curse people. For what? When somebody hurts you, you will not even have time to do. You have already have spirits that will take care of that department for you. So for me to bring myself to do certain things, I don't even have that time. So these people, they are operating from a low point of vibration. It is not the way to go. We have better things to do. So I am into spirituality for empowerment, discovering solutions on how to improve the life and making this world a better place. That is what I practice. That is all I do, all I talk about in my channel, offering solutions from morning to night. This is what I dedicate my life to, exposing solutions to help people. But not to be hiding things or to be thinking of abusing people or showing a fake life, a fake personality to prove that I'm superior to other people. That is not the way. So we are quite different in a way. So those people, I tried their stereotype. I separate myself from there a lot. So I tell people I practice African spirituality. There are so many people that practice African spirituality. Some practice a darker aspect, but my aspect is more lighter. Some of these people will call me somebody weak, but my weakness is more powerful than their strengths in a lot of ways.
Okay.
They cannot do it. Things that I do, my life, they cannot even live the kind of life I live. My capacity, they cannot even imagine it. But at the end of the day, they are looking at me like a weak person because I don't push that kind of bad boy stuff. But I know that I am better than them. I'm more happier than them. I am more progressive than them. So those people are totally on a path of destruction that many of them will end up in jail, dead, untimely death, and some sort of serious situations. Like they are like low lives or dredges of society. These are dredges, the lowest life forms. If I want to go to a place, I want to associate with higher life forms, not the lowest of the low. So those people are making a real lot of big mistake, man. Serious big mistakes. These spirits are not what we need to be talking. These low-level spirits, we don't need to be talking to them. So they are making a big mistake.
Okay. Wow. So higher life forms, you're saying a lot of them are attaching to lower spirits, I guess.
Low-level spirits.
Low level spirits. Okay.
The lowest of the lowest ones. These are spirits of discarnate souls, spirits that are totally all about destruction, spirits of past magicians or people that are existing in the lower sphere, greedy people, people that are filled with malice, people that did not die properly, people that are depressed, or these black magicians that have been into secret societies in the past that attach themselves too much to materialism. Now they are trapped in whatever they are. There cannot be anything greater. They just have to continue doing their evil, encouraging more people to come to their direction. These are the kind of spirits that are like scum. If you don't want to go to a new city, then you go to be associated with scumbags, with people that are criminals, that are dirty people. You know those people that live in the extreme side of the ghetto, those low life riff rats. This is the way these spirits are riff rats. When you come to the scale of spirits, these are the lowest of the low, not things we need to be associating. If I want to come to America tomorrow, I know the kind of people I will associate with, not the riff rat, the drug addicts, and the destitute. You're not going to see me with those people. If I go to the spirit world tomorrow, you're not going to see me hanging out with the lowest form of spirits. Where there are high level spirits out there, good spirits I will be aligning myself with. Why would I want to do that? Except I am like that. So these are the mistakes. These people do that. They think they're having power. What kind of dirty power is that? That is not real power. No, that is not real power. That's a stupidity.
I mean, your example is making me think that it's the opposite of being a god on earth, being a god in this life. What you're talking about, it's sort of like stripping yourself from one's own divinity and kind of bringing yourself down and down and down and down and down until it's like,
yes, you see how they mortgage their spirituality
yeah,
there because of what? They just waste we as a human, we all of us have the potential of going higher in the universe, of becoming as great as we want, as far as we focus on the right thing, on the right foundation, the right way of spirituality. But when you reduce all those to spirits of destruction, it's like you just mortgage all those potentials you have. You just destroyed all of them. As a result of
wow.
that, you cannot be able to do what you are designed to do, the capacity that we have been given to become, how will I say, conquerors of the galaxy. You just reduce all those potentials to become a tiny force of destruction. That is a total waste of resources, a total waste of your spiritual destiny.
And
So
it's really hard. I was gonna
yes, it
say,
really.
I didn't mean to. I was gonna say, and it's hard to grow in wisdom. It's hard to develop wisdom
Yeah.
at
So
stage
these
two.
people
Okay.
that are in this left-hand part, that is what they are doing. For what? That is what it's not worth it. That's what they are doing. They're just wasting their spiritual destiny, destroying their potentials for nothing's sake. If everybody have that mentality that they have, who is going to be at the science and technology at the high level creating stuff, doing things? Who's going to build the spaceships and who is going to build civilization if everybody is thinking like this? Nobody. They don't have that. They don't even know the stuff that we that are practicing natural spirituality know. They don't even know it. Know 1/3 of the stuff that we know. And they are still looking at us like weak people. Can you imagine their
Yeah.
arrogance? Can you imagine? So I tell these people that this left-hand part, there is no, the part is you are the part. What you do with your life, that is what matters. How you walk the path of spirituality. Your ascension is in your hands. You have to choose wisely. We have a lot of things to do on this world. We have many things. There are so many things yet to be discovered. So many things to be discovered. Uh, we have not even been able to know what nature has to offer. We should be working with spirits that will help us in that regard, not spirits that are not telling us the truth, that are misguiding and misdirecting us. Uh, it's a dangerous way to go.
So I want to ask you, real quick, what does ascension mean to you?
Ascension means advancing our spirituality, and developing our awareness to a certain state of becoming in full alignment with nature by
Okay.
knowing as much as possible of our surroundings, the use or the elements around us, by knowing all we can be able to know about them and how to be able to use them to develop humanity and move humanity forward.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
essential for me. I call it a form of a spiritual evolution. So we need to, and this is based on science and technology. We need to actually study nature to find out the secrets of nature, to use them to live a better life, to create a better world, to move the head forward and move humanity forward. So far, there are many things we have not done yet. We are still, we don't even, we have planets in the universe. We need to populate those planets. We need to move people there. We need to become the real destiny of man, to become, how will I say, the explorer of the universe. The destiny I see for mankind is for us to be traveling to interplanetary travels, having, populating this whole galaxy, not just in Earth. All the other planets are empty. We need to build spaceships, have people living in Mars, have people living in Jupiter. That is the destiny of mankind, but we are still slow in going there. By way to do those things, we need to know about nature. We need to know how to take control of the power we have been given. We need to start studying this, our quantum physics, our spirituality, plasma physics, and start building this stuff. And the only way we can build this is to study nature, to venerate natural deities. We have not done all these things. We have not even started our destiny yet. So for me, that is ascension. That is the real way, when you say man has become God in human form, time travel, space travel, how to be able to create these uh, technologies that we can use to conquer space. I don't want to use the word conquer, to explore space, outer space, and create our presence in these other planets. That is the destiny of humanity, but we have not started that yet. So for me, that is ascension. We can see this trend. Let's look to ancient Egypt. You can see the kind of technology they were able to create to advance civilization. Their spirituality was based on science and technology.
Hmm.
That is, they didn't focus on these so-called dark spirits of destruction. This left-hand part people are focusing on. They focus on nation building and studying nature. They were able to do so many great things that even this world now, we have not been able to recover what these people did. So for me, that is ascension.
Okay.
That is ascension for me. That is my definition. That's why I always study those guys, because I want to be like them. They set a very good example of what the interrelationship between science and spirituality. A very good example have been set by these people. We should emulate them. That is the only people we should emulate, if you ask me. For me, that is ascension
All right.
of
Yeah.
moving to our destiny, not anything else, not what I am seeing with these people doing abominable rituals of calling that ascension. What is you are putting so many bad spirits into you?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Population.
So you're saying basically like kind of like um inflame that sort of Tahuti consciousness, that like
Yes.
wise, okay, so you can kind of think like a beyond, like not just being a balanced human being on the earth, but eventually ascend and become so great that we could even like just explore space. I mean,
Yes, that is
and I think
that's
that's where it was going at one point before whatever cataclysm might have happened. I think it was going towards that direction, towards really,
yes.
and maybe some of them have already left Earth for all we know. I don't know, but it's
Believe that some
possible.
of them left Earth. Yes,
Yeah.
there's some of them left. That is our destiny for us to go. That is ascension for me. That is my own definition.
I like that
So
vision. It's like a grand vision that goes beyond just being a human. It's like it's a human, but
yes,
it's like it's taking humanity even more beyond that.
yes, that is
It's
what I
yeah,
would say. Like we are actually saying now we are not God in human form. Now we are not actually taking control, taking our destiny in
yeah.
our own hand, actually exploring space, to bringing life to these other planets, actually knowing what is there. We cannot say that man has arrived. God is this is not God in human form. We have been when we have not designed these technologies to overcome the rigors of time and space. When we are now into time travel, we are now using quantum processors. I will get there. When we start doing those, I will say this now, humanity has actually ascended. Now, whereby as we are discussing now, we say, okay, we are doing our next vacation, we are going to the moon. It's not a big deal. From the moon, we say, okay, we want to go to Jupiter next month. We are there. That is for me, that is ascension. So
Okay, okay.
I that is my definition
So it's
of
sort of like because up to the last however many thousands of years, humans have been well acquainted with the animal sides of ourselves, the reptilian brain,
Mhm.
parts of our mammalian brain. We know our emotions very well, our cravings. We know how to be an animal very well, but to be a god, it's like we don't know that much about how to do that. Like I know I keep using that word God, and some people may think become a living God, or they may think of
Yes, yes, that
the
they have.
Judeo-Christian God. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what you're saying, like that Tahuti way of thinking, like thinking beyond
Yes,
and thinking like being a genius, being above just an animal human, just being something like greater than that and pushing our
I will
limits
say a
and
celestial
boundaries.
being. Yes,
Yeah.
a celestial being.
A
Yeah,
celestial being. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
that is our destiny. So we see we have a great destiny ahead of us. We have been given this opportunity to move beyond this earth and go a vast area of space in our front. So far, we have not been able to even leave the earth. We have so far been to the moon. Even the moon, we don't really know much about it. But there's a lot of things ahead of us that we need to go. But the evil forces on the earth, they are kind of holding humanity back from their destiny for whatever reason. These so-called evil deities, they don't really want humanity to move beyond the earth for whatever reason. I don't still know why, but we will get there. So ascension is a thing that we can only achieve if we align with the right form of spirituality. Before we can even achieve this goal, we need to kind of unite on earth. Now we have this issue of superiority complex among nations, racism, and the rest. We have not even united to have one collective aim, but with time we will solve all those problems and we'll move forward. So
Okay.
we
Yeah. I
need to
mean,
look.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Mhm.
Oh, I
So
was
we
just
need to look to nature, to natural, to living in harmony. That is the way I see. We just cannot ignore nature. We just cannot. So,
yeah, and you have me thinking about and I'm repeating myself by saying this, but how we've only been able to really be very intelligent animals, not intelligent
yes,
human beings, but intelligent human animals. Like with the Darwin, in the turn of the century, and survival of the fittest, and we're just kind of a bunch of beasts competing over resources, and humanity has far more potential than just that.
yes, we have
Way more
farm
potential than that.
nations. The problem is that this ideology was orchestrated by, I would say, Western colonialists. They are the ones that actually brought greed and this
Oh yeah.
low-mindedness. They have actually destroyed natural spirituality to a certain extent because the most of their highlights as at then and also now they are interested in amassing wealth, materialistic possessions, trying to exert their influence or dominate, overpower other people of the planet So they have to bring this kind of discriminating philosophies to justify slavery. They have to say some people are inferior. They have to say black people are less than humans. They have to uh,
Yeah.
destroy all forms of indigenous spirituality. Then they have to bring their own sort of fake religious spirituality to dominate
Yeah.
everything. So that really set us back. I would say religion is the main bottleneck that has actually set the ascension of humanity backward for the last 2,000 years. That really sent us back to the Stone Ages. So if not, I believe man would have advanced more than what we had today, if not for religion. So they are the main problem responsible for this our backwardness of the human race. If
I
not so,
agree, man. I mean, I think if it weren't for religion in the past couple of thousand years, I mean, you and I would be taking vacations on Mars right now instead
right
of
now
instead of coming
exactly.
back going, "Oh yeah, I saw the Eiffel Tower." Be like, "Well, I just saw Cydonia on the Mars."
Exactly.
We'd be like
If
way
not
ahead by now if it weren't for that.
for
Yeah, religion has definitely done a lot of damage to people's
a lot of
minds.
damage, but I
Yeah,
believe that next 300 years we will still be able to achieve that dream because
yeah,
now people are just waking up to see the potentials, and few people are trying to build rockets
yeah,
to
yeah,
go to
yeah,
space
yeah,
now.
yeah. They
So
want to. Yeah, the billionaires
yeah,
want to.
very
They want
exciting
they want to get ahead
territory.
of us on
They want to
that.
get ahead. Don't mind them.
Yeah. Well, man, I,
So
I've 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 really enjoyed our conversation. I know it's been a controversial one,
it's
but
very
I'd
controversial.
like to do another one with you on some more
Yes.
controversial topics in a
I
very
still have
very near
more
future.
controversial topics I want to talk about. Yes, I have lots of them. I did some videos recently about sex and spirituality. It is now
Yes.
causing uh, controversial. Some people are saying that sex drains their energy. I don't understand that. This is coming from a tantric, and there's this practice of kerenza, of holding back semen. This is another controversial topic I really want us to talk about because we have these cases of some of these so-called chaos magicians and Western practitioners. They're always saying that sex is not good, that sex impaired spiritual practice, sex drained their energy. This is something that I have been trying to come to terms with. It does not drain my energy, so I need to talk. In African spirituality, we have men that have multiple wives. It is very normal in African spirituality to see a man with 20, 50, 80 wives. These are men, they have wives, they have sex 10 times a day, at least 10 times. It is very normal in Africa. Some men have sex, they have 10 some, 3 some, 4 some, and they still go to work in the morning. They still take care of their family. They still feed everybody, and everybody is living well. So, how does sex drain their energy? This is something in Africa, we don't have this problem. But I see many of these practitioners, they always say that sex drains their energy, that even masturbation, they say it drains energy. There are some even condemn masturbation outrightly. For me, masturbation is same as solo sex. The only thing is that you don't have a partner there. So if masturbation drains your energy, that means sex also drains your energy. And in Africa, African men can manage so many wives and they don't complain of energy drainage. But why is it only these Western practitioners, these chaos or magicians or the mid Eastern people are having energy drainage in their form of spirituality? So I have come to my conclusion that some three things is involved. It's either one, these people are inferior, they are not created in the same uh, substance with African people, they are inferior to African people naturally, or two, they are deficient, they are not eating good food to give them energy to have sex for a longer time, or three, they are pushing lies of or these are lies that have been told by deficient gurus in the past that sex and spirituality does not go together. So they are still pushing these lies around the occult community. Because in African spirituality, we do not have this problem. So the issue of sex draining people's energy does not apply to African people because we don't have that problem, right? So I see this, somebody was attacking me. I post my video on a particular group, and he claims that the only sexual spirituality he practices is Tantra, that it retains its energy. I said that means this person is lacking a lot of sexual energy. So I have seen so many practitioners like this, and I want to say that in African spirituality, we don't have this problem. We from Africa, we are used to polygamy, and nobody complains, and it does not drain our energy. So people that are complaining that 1 or 2 rounds of sex will drain their energy to the point that they cannot meditate or chant or do their spiritual work, those people must be very weak ass people, or they are not created well. They are inferior in creation, and they are not eating good food.
Well,
So
the
this
thing
is my
about
view on.
sorry, I was to say the thing about polygamy though is like I mean, I'm monogamous by choice,
I
but
know.
I was going to say that humanity as a whole has only really been monogamous for a very short amount of time.
Yes.
A very short amount of time. I mean, like marriage is a relatively new concept. It's not a really ancient concept. I mean, the whole thing when you're talking about like multiple wives or multiple husbands or whatever, like that's been humanity for forever. Like that's been humanity pretty much the entire time that humanity has existed, and that's proven by anthropology.
Normal in Africa. We don't even know about monogamy until we got in contact with these Westerners that are trying to reduce people's population. Many people still practice polygamy today in Africa, and they don't have any issue. So the people that are saying that sex drains spiritual energy, for me, sex is one of the highest form of spirituality. Every human being that comes to this planet is through sex. Two people, a man and a woman, must meet and they must ejaculate to have a baby. So if you are saying sex is bad, that means God is bad. So these people that are saying sex is bad, the thing is shocking me, and they claim that it drains their energy. It means that they don't have enough energy. That means they are deficient. They are not eating well, or they are not created well. So what I am saying that these people, I did a video as a rejoinder to that guy. These people that are pushing the kind of ideology, I advise them to not push this kind of inferior ideology to everybody. Because if they cannot be able to satisfy their wife, having one round of sex or 2 rounds of sex a night is too much for them. They should not be complaining or this talking bad about people that can do 10 rounds of sex a night, or people that have enough of energy to do as much sex as possible. And so men have different capacity. All men are not created equal. They need to know this, that their capacity is limited, and they should save themselves the embarrassment of talking about this issue in public. They should try to save themselves that, because it's so embarrassing when these people complain of energy drainage from just 2 rounds of sex. It means they are inadequate. And I believe many women will agree with me. These 5 minutes men, 1 minute men that are practicing spirituality, they
Jesus.
should keep their mouth shut when other people are talking. Because the thing is embarrassing to me and to the greater male population. If these spiritualists are having problems satisfying women or having multiple, there are aphrodisiacs they can use to help them. They can seek help, medical help, but they should not be pushing this limited view on other practitioners. It does not apply to many people. It does not apply to me, to African people. So they should not be pushing it. Then there is also this system I want to talk about, this tantric system of Kerenza, of withholding semen. You know about it, right?
Oh yeah.
Semen.
Yeah. I'm pretty familiar
For
with it.
me, that is pure torture. It's like you are torturing yourself. We don't know that in African spirituality. The aim of having sex is to have an enjoyable experience. Not that when you want to come, then you pull out, then you wait, then you. For me, that is self-torture. And that behavior is very, very dangerous to the human body. Our body is not designed to function like that. So when you keep withholding your ejaculation, it might damage your reproductive system and even your mental, your psychology. Don't you think so? That is a dangerous practice. So that system, we don't have it in Africa. Some people are promoting this practice again in the occult community of semen retention of. To me, that thing will destroy many of them. It will destroy their reproductive system. It will destroy their reproductive. It will destroy their psychological state of mind, because we are created to ejaculate, not to be withholding. It is. It will create a form of reverse flow in the body that will be detrimental to their health. This is why I see this thing.
I was just watching a video quite recently. I don't know how the hell it popped up on my feed. I know somebody listening is gonna be like, because you're looking for these kinds of videos. I wasn't, honestly, but a video from a urologist popped up, and the title of the video was something like, I should have watched the video. I got to see if I can find it, but the title of the video said something like, why ejaculating once a month can lower testicular cancer or something like that. It was like a study, I guess, and like I just read the little headline on it. I should have watched the video because I haven't watched it, but it was from a urologist.
Check study is a good thing. Yeah. I checked this. So I did a video on masturbation and spirituality. I saw many people are saying that masturbation is bad for you. Have you watched my video? I really went deep into the topic. I butchered the topic that if you masturbate, you're going to get a short lifespan. Your hair is going to fall off. It's going to cause blindness. All sort of lies, misconceptions that is not really true. I was able to tell them there have been no medical research to back up all these misconceptions. Rather, I was seeing positive views about sex. And all the research I saw about it was positive, to the extent that you have this reproductive system. There is need for it to be serviced from time to time, for it to be functioning well. Like you have a car, you just park the car for 1 year, 2 years without driving it. The day you want to start that car, it's not going to start because you have not been using it. So you need to be servicing the car from time to time. So I tell you that sex is good to stimulate your sexual organs and stimulate the blood flow from time to time. Some people are saying that it's an evil practice, attacking me, challenging me. So I have to do that video to clarify many things, because we have this misconception about sex. And I've seen many practitioners that are trying to talk bad about sex, that they want to prove that they are superior to other people, that they don't have sex, so therefore they are more spiritually higher than you, so you should look up to them. For me, this is another scam. Again, we see this a lot in Christianity. We see this in spirituality, even in the left-hand part, the right-hand part. You will see them bashing sex. And these are people that I know that many of them are very sexual people. They are even chronic, they are sex parts. But they are trying to pretend to give you an air of holiness, holier than thou attitude, to make themselves, to separate themselves from you, so that you'll be looking up to them. So I don't see any problem of sex and spirituality. I don't see any problem with it, that it limits your spirituality in any way. For those people complaining that it affects them spiritually when they have sex, they are deficient physically or spiritually. They are suffering from some kind of problems. So that is why I see that topic again, another misconception in our community.
Well, I mean, a lot of people try to, in my opinion, from what I've seen a lot, I'm sure you've seen this too, a lot of people want to be experts. And when they have a platform like what I'm doing or what you're doing, making videos, they want to sound like, I mean, a lot of the groups are pretty toxic. I mean, I can barely go on some of those groups now, to be quite honest. I mean, I've had people shut me down just for even asking questions, because I don't want to come up like even though I've been studying this stuff for like 22 years now, I still don't know everything, and I'm still learning. There's a lot of things to learn. I share what I know from experience, and that's it. What I don't know, what I haven't experienced, I don't share. I sit here and interview people like you who have experiences and things I haven't done, and some things I have done, but there's always a different perspective. But I think that the egos get so large, and not just this community, but any kind of community, since the internet's been a thing now, people sharing information. Like what you were telling me about someone saying that tantra is the only way to practice um, powerful sexual energy.
Yeah,
It's because that individual probably only knows about tantra in a
I
very
think so.
small degree. There's more than that. There's spiritual sexual practices out there that are less known from different cultures, but we just hear the word tantra because it comes from Sanskrit, it comes from India. Some people might be familiar a little bit with the Taoist practices, and they may say, well, those are the only sacred sexuality spiritual practices, when that's not true. That's baloney. It's not anything like that. They don't
You're
know the
right.
African side of it. You do, from
That
culture
is
and
what I'm
practice
trying to
and
say.
contact. Hmm?
In African spirituality, we don't even know what is tantra. We don't even know what is karanza. We don't know that. We don't. With sex have never been a problem for us because it's part of living. So these people
Yeah.
that are taking this to another dimension, I say, well, this viewpoint does not apply to us because we don't know what it means.
Well, I think it's
So
that way with a lot of, like, if I can use the word indigenous, if I indigenous spiritual practices, even here with Mesoamericans as well, indigenous communities here, and as well, and even in Europe. So when we talk about Europe, Europe, pre-Christian pagan Europe, uh, polygamy was the norm. It was the complete norm, like in those places. I mean, people didn't even know who their fathers were. That was a normal thing. It was
imagine
like that in most of the history. It wasn't only until a couple of thousand years ago. I mean,
in
anyway.
our worldview.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have different people with different view, different cultures, different spiritual practice. So one size cannot be said to necessarily fit all. So I have seen this trend in the Western occult community, particularly with chaos magicians. They just take concept from different spiritual practice and just mix into one bundle and say that this is the way to go, no definition. They want to apply that to everybody in a certain way. So I think that is another wrong way to go about the whole thing. So that is most of the reason I just focus on African spirituality. Very easy to practice, very straightforward, and have little limitations and
Yeah. Yeah.
restrictions.
Okay.
So we just live in harmony, straightforward. Mhm.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. But is there you have anything else you want to say in closing to everything that we've spoken about? Because I know that this is going to ruffle some feathers. I can already feel it, if it's not
I
already.
Well, we've talked enough for this segment already. I think we have done almost like 3 hours. We will still do another segment. I actually have something to say, but let them process this one's first.
Okay,
So
okay, and then we'll
already
bring you
said it.
back and see what happens. Yeah, because I know, like,
Very
when you're
stuff.
talking about EA Koetting, that's a really touchy subject. It's become. I want to go ahead and say this before we close out too. So the occult community has become, unfortunately, online, has become kind of a scene. You know what I mean? It's become kind of a scene. A lot of us know each other. A lot of us have talked to each other, and I don't bring people on this platform so we can kind of badmouth each other and like that. But I want to get the facts straight. I want to get the facts straight. I want to get people on here with some experience to share information, and I appreciate you doing that and sharing the information. But it's like, we don't need. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. We're not. None of us in this community are looking for a representative, somebody to represent
Yes.
us. We're not looking. We don't need that. You know what I mean? We're
No, no,
sharing
no.
information, trying to help each other out, trying to learn and all that. We don't. We have a vision that we want to create, and I like what when we were talking about ascension. Like that. That should be what the whole thing is all about. Giving
Exactly.
giving information so that we can help each other do that. We can help each other
Empowering
go
each other,
beyond.
yeah, move forward in life. Yes, that
Yeah.
is all my about my philosophy. That is what I try to do, bringing out solutions that can help us empower ourselves, make better decisions, informed decisions in life, and understand what is really happening and align us with natural practices and simple and effective ways of moving forward. That is all I'm about in this spiritual practice. And if I see something that I like, I see a system, I can borrow it or I can even help to promote it. But my sole aim is to talk about African spirituality. Most people don't know about the subject, and I believe there's a lot of benefits in the subject, and there's a lot of empowerment and a lot of secrets that we can expose to people. That these are simple things, secrets of nature that you can use and people can apply to improve their life and solve so many problems. So that is what I've dedicated myself to do, to make this world a better place and share knowledge and move forward, create this greater, better community. We cannot separate ourselves from nature. If we separate ourselves, we will die. So for those
Right.
people that are saying that the way to go is to cut yourself off from nature, they are on the wrong path. They are just creating so many problems. So I still maintain the original ascension. We need to live in harmony with nature. It is not a sign of weakness. Love is not a weakness. There's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of power and strength. So we should not be following people that are promising us or some kind of lies, empty promises and broken dreams. So we should be intelligent and make informed decisions. If you have been practicing a system, it's not working for you, your life is a total shit. It's time you try something new. Change your approach and see what happens. So we should be looking forward to things that will connect us to living, connect us to humanity, not things that is taking us away from humanity. That is the way I see it, and my advice to people out there. I hope that they can be able to see reason with me.
All right.
Okay.
Ife West, everybody. Thanks for coming here, man. I really appreciate you having taking the time to this nearly 3 hour dialogue that we've had. It's pretty awesome. I appreciate it. My hope is that this has been, I'm sure it has, some assistance to people who have questions about things. And if you like to check out more of Ife's content, you can check him out. He has a YouTube channel, African Science Spirituality. Did I get that right?
Scientific spirituality.
African
Afro
Scientific
scientific spirituality.
Afro
Yeah.
Scientific Spirituality. Thank you very much. Yeah, you can check him out. And if you would like to email or contact me, you can contact me at Rodrick Z at protonmail.com. That's what you can do. Or look me up on Facebook under the name Bodhi Mind, because that is my nickname. Bodhi, had that nickname for a long time. And I wish everybody peace, love, harmony, and balance. And I will see you in the next episode, everyone. Thank you very much. And thank you for coming on, Ife.
You're welcome. Take care and bye.
Bye.